Civilization Devours. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 400. Killing two people. Between heaven and earth, the screams of Chen Mou rang out. Haiyan swooped down, ready to kill him. Chen Mou tried his best to resist, but still could not escape the fate of defeat. The golden body of the Buddha was torn apart by the storm, and Chen Mou was also reduced to dust in the storm. But he was not dead either. He also appeared thousands of miles away. This was the art of escaping from the shell. Haiyan whistled, turned into a stream of light, and chased after him. Both of them had mastered the extreme speed, and the spatial fluctuations spread like ripples, and in an instant they crossed the boundless distance and disappeared from everyone's sight. Haiyan bit Chen Mou tightly from behind, making it impossible for him to get rid of him, and the distance between the two was getting closer and closer. A storm bombarded Chen Mou, crushing his legs and turning them into blood mist. Chen Mou secretly groaned. How could Haiyan fly so fast? Losing a pair of legs was nothing to a mysterious person of his level, but if he couldn't get rid of Haiyan, he would be dead. Monk Chen suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, and activated his secret method, increasing his speed by 2 or 3 times. However, to his despair, Haiyan's speed also increased by 2 or 3 times. Another storm swept over, smashing his body below the chest into pieces. Haiyan glided in the space and flew to the side of Monk Chen. The powerful law of confinement emerged, making it almost impossible for Monk Chen, who was escaping, to move. Who are you? We have no grudges? Why are you targeting me? Monk Chen lowered his head slightly, hiding the murderous intent in his eyes. My family is quite powerful in the Haiyan dynasty. If you let me go, I am willing to pay the corresponding price. Spiritual medicine, treasures, beauties, you can choose whatever you want. You are a monk, and you have a beauty hidden in your home. Chen Mou was stunned. I belong to me, and my clan belongs to my clan. I inherited the Buddhist way by coincidence, so I became a monk, and my clan does not follow the Buddhist way. Monk Chen forced a smile. So you are a fake monk who changed your job halfway? Chen Mou said. Master Haiyan is right. Monk Chen nodded and bowed, daring to be angry but not to speak. If I let you go, I am afraid that I will not get the treasure of your family, but will attract endless pursuit. Chen Mou's perception was very sharp, and he immediately sensed the deep murderous intention hidden by Monk Chen. How is it possible? We have no grudges. With your strength, I can't even make friends with you. Monk Chen said. Haiyan laughed. Do you know who I am? Who? Chen Mou. What? Monk Chen showed an unbelievable look on his face. You are Chen Mou. Chen Mou said, I did not have any grudges against you at first, but you took the initiative to target me and conspired with Han Xianlu to plot against me. You can't blame me for being cruel and ruthless. Wait, Monk Chen said hurriedly, don't kill me, I am not involved in this matter, I have a secret to tell you, it is about Xiao Xing's. Xiao Xing's. Chen Mou fell into thought. Yes, Xiao Xing's. Monk Chen said, as if he was organizing his words. Suddenly, a Buddha light rushed towards Haiyan's body, accompanied by a strong mental fluctuation. Go to hell. Monk Chen had a cruel look in his eyes and a ferocious expression. Chen Mou turned into Haiyan. His body was weird, but this body was still dominated by the spirit. The Buddha light shot by Chen Mou has the effect of salvation. It acts on the consciousness. It is his most powerful killer move. Once this move is used, it can immediately destroy the opponent's consciousness and turn him into a believer. Chen Mou seems to have seen the scene of Chen Mou being saved and becoming a slave. At that time, he can harvest a powerful thug and move freely in the secret realm. It seems that I didn't wrongly accuse anyone. I gave you a chance, but you are useless. Chen Mou was bathed in the Buddha light, his expression was calm. Even Ling Qingzhen's pupil of extinction couldn't calm him down. The Buddha light of Chen Mou was like garbage and had no effect. Chen Mou and Chen Mou talked a lot of nonsense, just to verify whether he and Han Xianlu really wanted to target him. After all, Chen Mou couldn't make a judgment based on Wen Yi's one-sided words. Now it seems that Wen Yi did not lie. No, misunderstanding. Chen Mou's heart was filled with fear. The strongest killer move had no effect on Chen Mou. What kind of monster is this? Misunderstanding? Since it's a misunderstanding, then, Chen Mou said, and Monk Chanai showed hope, hoping to pay some price to save his life. With a puff, Monk Chanai's body exploded, and his consciousness completely collapsed and dissipated. Sorry, you misunderstood, I made a mistake. Chen Mou sighed faintly, as if he was a little sorry. Huh? There are treasures. Chen Mou's tone turned into excitement. After Monk Chanai died, the space in his body collapsed, and many spiritual medicines and secret treasures fell out. There were more than 50 planet essence pills alone, and there were many strange spiritual medicines, which seemed to be much more precious than the planet essence pills. I'm rich. Chen Mou laughed. He had obtained many treasures from various lootings in the past few days, and now he had another income. If he digested all these treasures, he might be able to break through to the middle stage of the Devourer. The promotion of a small realm was still relatively simple for Chen Mou. With a thought, he put all the planet essence pills into his body space. About half of the pills exploded directly, and the spiritual energy rolled, which was gradually digested and absorbed by the particles in Chen Mou's body. There is also a Vajra, but it has not been refined into shape. No wonder Monk Chen Yi didn't take it out to fight the enemy. A Vajra weapon embryo floated in the air and was pulled over by Chen Mou. The refining is really rubbish, and the refining technique is too poor. Crush it all and melt it for me. Chen Mou directly broke the Vajra and decomposed it, and also contained it into the particles of his body. Devourers can devour everything and strengthen their own bodies, not just devour spiritual energy. The Vajra is made of divine gold, and the material is very good, just right for Chen Mou to strengthen it. There is also a bronze block. Chen Mou took it and observed it. He found that the bronze block on Monk Chen Yi's body was similar to the one he got at the altar, and both had strange patterns. He took out the bronze block on his body and spliced the two bronze blocks together, and finally found that it couldn't be put together. It seems that these two pieces are not adjacent. Forget it, let's ignore it for now and go find Han Xianlu to settle the score. Although Han Xianlu fled very fast, Chen Mou had fought with him and his divine power had entered his body. Before Han Xianlu completely recovered from his injuries, Chen Mou was able to use this power to locate Han Xianlu. Southwest direction. Chen Mou spread his wings and shuttled through the spaces. His speed was 10 times faster than when he was tracking Monk Chen Yi. Han Xianlu was heading in the direction of Xiao Xing's, rushing on the road while recovering from his injuries. He and Xiao Xing's had a secret connection and could locate each other. Han Xianlu, you run pretty fast. A familiar breath appeared near Han Xianlu, which made him feel scared. Before Han Xianlu could respond, an infinite force descended and crushed his body directly. Han Xianlu used his divine power and resisted with difficulty, but he was eventually defeated and his body turned into blood mist and dissipated. Until the moment of his death, he still couldn't figure it out. When did he offend Haiyan? Far away, on an ice field, Xiao Xing's held a token in his hand. He squeezed it and the token turned into powder and fell. Haiyan. Chapter 401, Uproar. In the Xianyuan's secret realm, the atmosphere was somewhat dull and undercurrents were surging. Monk Chanyi and Han Xianlu were killed one after another. Although no one witnessed this scene, according to various traces, the chances of these two people surviving were slim. Later, Xiao Xing's personally confirmed that Han Xianlu was killed. For a while, there was an uproar. It is normal to have casualties in the secret realm trial. Encountering powerful secret creatures and evil things. Or fighting between various sects, killing people and grabbing treasures. These may all lead to death. But the fall of the Devourer is the first time in the secret realm, not to mention the fall of two people in succession. In addition, there is another thing that has attracted everyone's attention. That is the appearance of the strange fire. Haiyan fought with Han Xianlu and Monk Chen Yi, and the area where the battlefield was located was very unusual. Some knowledgeable people discovered that there was a strange fire in that place. At first, everyone inferred that the three people turned against each other because of the strange fire, fighting for life and death, and the strange fire should have fallen into the hands of one of them. However, some people used various means to trace the source and restore the scene, but found that the strange fire had escaped. It is even very likely that the strange fire found a chance to escape because Haiyan came to target the two. Everyone was confused. From this point of view, Haiyan was completely harming others and not benefiting himself. For a while, everyone kept a distance from Haiyan. This thing's behavior was too weird, completely arbitrary, and there was no pattern in its behavior. After learning about the existence of the strange fire, everyone put their energy into exploring the traces of the strange fire. This is a heaven-defying divine object. If it is cultivated well, it can be comparable to the comprehender. For many people, it is not difficult to advance to the realm of domain master. But if you want to advance to the realm of devourer, you will encounter a bottleneck and it is extremely difficult to break through. Devourer is a watershed. People like Xiao Xings are still students in name, but in fact, with his realm, he can apply for graduation, and it is not impossible to be a preaching teacher in Xiaoxin Academy. As for comprehenders, everyone can only think about it in their dreams. Comprehenders can be deputy masters in a transcendent force like Xiaoxin Academy. The high status is something that students and disciples like them can never achieve in their lifetime. Now, there is an opportunity in front of everyone. The opportunity to reverse fate. Getting the strange fire means getting away to heaven. The biggest opportunity has emerged, and everyone in the secret realm is frantically looking for the strange fire. Even Xiao Xings, Bai Yi and others can't stay calm and also start to act. In the palace outside, the atmosphere is a bit tense and depressing. At the beginning, Haiyan was just snatching opportunities. The elders paid attention to it, but didn't take it too seriously. Unexpectedly, Haiyan suddenly did something earth-shattering. Killing 2 devourers in a row. The key is that they are both from Xiaoxin Academy, and the heart of the Lord Feng is bleeding. It is not so easy to cultivate a genius disciple. This is not like leeks, which are born one after another. Son. Xianlu. If I catch Haiyan, that little beast, I will definitely grind him to ashes and kill all his clans, leaving no one alive. The fathers of Han Xianlu and Chen Mou were also in the palace, looking as gloomy as the sky before a thunderstorm. The faces of the other elders were also solemn. Of course, this was on the surface. It was hard to say whether they were actually happy or not. Haiyan, that's too much? An elder of Haiyan Wu sect said, trying to be sincere, but everyone always felt that it was a bit hypocritical. Everyone present knew that Haiyan Wu sect and Xiaoxin Academy had never been on good terms, but their strength was a little weaker than Xiaoxin Academy, so they had always been targeted by Xiaoxin Academy. Seeing Xiaoxin Academy suffer a setback, Haiyan Wu sect must be very happy. What would have happened if Haiyan hadn't come out to make trouble? There is no doubt that Han Xianlu and Chen Mou would have successfully captured the strange fire and divided the benefits. Xiaoxin Academy had the greatest opportunity. Haiyan made a move and directly killed 2 strong men from the Xiaoxin Academy, and let the strange fire escape, pulling everyone to a fair competition position. Now it all depends on means, and also on some luck. Some weaker sects can't help but fantasize that if the disciples of their own sects are lucky enough to get the strange fire, they might be able to defeat Xiao Xings and win the title of Xianlu. Who can say for sure about luck? Of course, the strange fire is so powerful that even Han Xianlu and monk Chen Ai almost failed to subdue it. In some sects, the strongest disciples are still at the high level of domain master, and they haven't even reached the level of devourer. This point was selectively ignored by the elders of each sect. As for luck, maybe the strange fire was besieged by everyone, fled all the way, and its strength dropped sharply, and finally their disciples picked it up? Luck is a thing, right? It's best to bring the strange fire back to the sect and share it with your master. Ahem. In general, except for the Xiaoxin Academy, most sects are secretly happy about this incident. As for worries, there are some. This time Haiyan attacked Xiaoxin Academy, but who knows if it will be their turn next time. Haiyan, it's amazing. Ling Qingshan opened her red lips lightly, and her words were clear, like the sound of heavenly music. Only she dared to say this. Although the other sects were secretly happy, they would not say anything good about Haiyan, fearing that they would offend Xiaoxin Academy and the family forces behind Han Xianlu and monk Chen Ai. In your opinion, how powerful is Haiyan? Asked the Lord of Feng Mansion. Through the screen, it was difficult for him to accurately judge Haiyan's level. It's hard to guess, it can only be said to be unfathomable. What it has shown now is probably not its full strength. Ling Qingshan said. Everyone was shocked when they heard this. This means that Han Xianlu and monk Chen Ai have not reached the level of Haiyan's full attack, even if they join forces? Then what do you think Haiyan will win against Xiao Xings, Bai Yi and others? Said the Lord of Feng Mansion. I'm afraid Xiao Xings and others will not be defeated. Ling Qingshan shook his head slightly. As soon as the words came out, everyone was even more shocked. When Haiyan first appeared, Everyone thought it was not a concern, at least it was not a match for Xiao Xing's and others. Unexpectedly, it was hidden so deeply. The Lord of Feng Mansion acted worriedly. Brother Jinghu, we still need to be careful. By Jinghu. Damn, I heard it, and it laid a foreshadowing. It turns out that the purpose is to curse my Zongbei. He is good at yin and yang. Feng Zhichang's subtext is nothing more than if Haiyan can kill Han Xianlu, it is possible to kill Bai. To be honest, Bai and Haiyan still have some grudges. Haiyan killed a disciple of Beihong Pavilion in front of Bai, and did not take it seriously at all. Bai Jinghu responded indifferently, don't worry, Brother Zhicheng, isn't the secret realm trial to train the disciples? If you let them get the opportunity easily, the training effect will be much weaker. This was what Feng Zhicheng said when the Beihong Pavilion disciple was killed by Haiyan that day, and Bai Jinghu responded word for word. My sect only lost one disciple with above average potential, but your sect lost 2 geniuses. Let's see who will suffer the loss. Chapter 402, Geniuses from Various Sects. Han Xianlu and Chen Mou were killed. Even though they are weaker than me, they are not much weaker. If they join forces, their fighting power will definitely be higher than mine. After hearing the news, Commander Lu frowned, smelling a conspiracy. Haiyan had no grudges against those two, so why did they suddenly come to target them? For some reason, Commander Lu suddenly thought of Chen Mou. If anyone had a grudge against these two, Chen Mou would definitely be one of them. How could this kid be possible? Commander Lu shook his head, amused by his own thoughts. With Chen Mou's strength, it would be good if he didn't flee after being chased by those two, so how could he dare to target them? Forget it. Whether these two people live or die has nothing to do with me. I'll go find the strange fire. If I get this treasure, whether I offer it to the royal family or keep it for my own use, it will be of great benefit. The opportunity to change my fate is right in front of me. After getting the strange fire, Xiao Xing's and Feng Mou will be beaten. If ordinary people get the strange fire, they must want to hide it and cultivate it slowly in order to cultivate it to the strength of a comprehender. Or they can contain it in their bodies to help them practice. This choice is not wrong, but Commander Lu thinks it is too dangerous. An ordinary man is innocent, but he is guilty of possessing a treasure. It is impossible to keep the strange fire hidden without letting people know. There is always the possibility of leakage during the cultivation process. If some big shots are eyeing it, it will be really uneasy. According to his idea, after getting the strange fire, offering it to the emperor may be a better choice. The emperor of the Haiyan dynasty is immeasurable and has the ability to reach the sky and penetrate the earth. If he gets the strange fire, he will definitely be able to make better use of it. As for rewards, that is indispensable. Someone presented a rare treasure but didn't get a reward, or the reward was too bad. If this goes on, who would dare to present the treasure? The emperor is a man of great spirit and will not do such a thing. He will definitely reward him greatly. By then, not only will he be appreciated by the emperor, but his status in front of the princess will also be greatly improved, and he will be more confident in what he says. Commander Lu had already dreamed of a beautiful dream before he got the strange fire. Brother Mu, he actually killed Han Xianlu and Monk Chanai. How strong is he? Wen Yi was a little frightened when he heard the news. Han Xianlu's death was equivalent to removing a thorn in Wen Yi's eyes. Wen Yi was originally very happy. But when he learned that Chen Mou fought the two of them alone with ease, Wen Yi felt a little terrified. Chen Mou's strength is like a deep pool, and you can't see the bottom. I wonder if other people know Haiyan's identity? Anyway, I will keep my mouth shut to avoid the news leaking out and Chen Mou coming after me. Forget it, let's go and look for clues about the strange fire first. Wen Yi shook his head and set off on the road. Everyone was looking for the strange fire together, showing their magical powers. Along the way, they did find a lot of traces of the strange fire. Unfortunately, after being alarmed by Han Xianlu and the others, the strange fire became more vigilant and fled too fast. A black dragon glided across the sky, its wings like clouds hanging from the sky, covering a large area of the sky. The metal wings flashed a cold luster, full of power. Wherever the black dragon passed, the divine energy surged, and the powerful oppressive force swept all around, causing everyone to retreat. Long Muayan. Someone recognized a black dragon. Long Muayan is the strongest person of this generation in Jinglongyu. Her dragon blood is very rich and pure, and she has experienced atavism. It is said that the pure-blooded ancestor dragon can control the sea of stars and has few rivals under the gods. Even the royal family was a little wary of Long Muian. If she grows up smoothly, she may even shake the imperial power. A black unicorn was running on the ground, its figure flashing continuously, and it could cover a distance of thousands of miles with one step. The black unicorn was very magical. Near it, mysterious runes were flowing and penetrating into the void. Unlike the oppressive feeling of the black dragon, the black unicorn gave people a sense of peace and tranquility, which made people feel peaceful. Is this Chen Mou? He usually walks in the world as a human, how come he has turned into a unicorn now? One person asked in confusion. The traces of the strange fire are uncertain, and it is too difficult to find it based on some intermittent clues. The unicorn represents auspiciousness. Maybe Chen Mou wants to let destiny guide him and find the strange fire by luck. As soon as this guess came out, everyone felt it made sense. Chen Mou's luck has been very good since he was a child. Every time he went out of the sect for trial, he always had adventures. Except for himself, no one knew how many treasures Chen Mou had collected. Chen Mou seldom fights with others, but his strength is beyond doubt. The contemporary senior brother of Devours sect, this title was not assigned by the sect, but Chen Mou won it by overpowering everyone. In the few battles, Chen Mou defeated his opponents with thundering means. Almost no one knows how strong Chen Mou is, because no one has been able to force him to use his full strength yet. A blue phoenix streaked across the sky, with a graceful figure. It was enveloped by a hazy green light, making the blue phoenix's figure seem a little illusory. Waves of fairy music came out, and the blue phoenix appeared in the world, and the heaven and earth were in harmony. This was not deliberately manipulated by the law by the blue phoenix, but a natural reaction. Fairy Yu Huiming is also tracking the strange fire, but unfortunately, she did not manifest in human form. One person looked up at the sky and said regretfully, Yu Huiming, the saint of Yaoyu Palace, has a peerless appearance, like a goddess in the heavenly palace, and her temperament is cold and cannot be desecrated. She is known as one of the 5 great geniuses of the world, along with Xiao Xing's, Bai Yi, Chen Mou, and Long Muian. Long Muian was too violent. It was said that he could split a huge rock when he was only 3 years old. His destructive power was amazing, and few people dared to provoke him. Therefore, Yu Huiming, who had a relatively gentle personality, became the object of everyone's pursuit. If I can get the favor of the Moon Fairy, I will have no regrets in my life and death. In ancient legends, Qinglun symbolizes love. It seems that I am destined to have a relationship with the Moon Fairy. Several dreamers looked at Qinglun's figure, and their imaginations ran wild, which immediately attracted a burst of contempt. Don't you find a mirror to look at yourself? I think you practiced meditation and made yourself stupid. Good brother, go back and let the elders of the sect treat you. There is no medicine for brain damage. In other areas, people also observed the actions of Xiao Xing's and Bai Yi. Many people who were curious treated this matter as if they were watching the fun, and they hoped that the 5 people would collide. The scene at that time must be earth-shattering. There were also some people with good strength, with solemn faces and deep pressure. Some time ago, everyone was scattered and each competed for opportunities, so it was fine, and there was not much competition. Now everyone is attracted by the strange fire, and this competition is unprecedented. The 5 great geniuses are all out, showing their skills. The competition in this Haiyan conference is far greater than in the past. The 5 are all extraordinary people, and their brilliance is unmatched. Take Long Muian for example, she is a genius standing at the top in the entire Jinglong domain. Even the predecessors in the past did not have a blood as rich as hers, almost reverting to her ancestors. If Long Muian was placed in the last Haiyan conference, she might be able to sweep everyone. But now, there are still many opponents. Yu Huiming is the saint of the Yaoyu Palace. The Yaoyu Palace only accepts female disciples. There can only be one saint in a palace, representing the most talented and potential disciples, who are trained as successors. Chapter 403, Exiled Immortal. Sea Swallow. After killing Han Xianlu, Chen Mou got a lot of secret treasures. He was flying leisurely in the air, digesting the medicinal power in his body. Suddenly, a dragon roar came from behind. The sound of the dragon roar was earth-shaking and resounding throughout the fields. Several nearby mountains that were 2,000 or 3,000 meters high collapsed directly in the sound waves, turned into dust, and fell down. The sudden dragon roar scared Chen Mou. Why are you roaring so loudly? Chen Mou turned his head and saw a black dragon chasing him, about to swallow him in one bite. The sea swallow that Chen Mou turned into was only 5 meters in size. But the black dragon was so big that it covered the sky and the sun, and it was difficult to judge how huge its body was. Chen Mou was so scared that he quickly accelerated and escaped from the dragon's mouth. My God, someone actually wants to eat me. Chen Mou didn't think that the other party's swallowing could cause harm to him, but if he was stained with dragon saliva, it would not be good. Where are you running? Die for me. The black dragon was relentless and chased him quickly. Big fool, you still want to hunt me down? Chen Mou laughed. Did he think that being bigger would be useful? In the cultivation world, size is not the key to success. Chen Mou dodged and dodged the dragon's bite several times at the critical moment. It seemed dangerous, but in fact, he was at ease. What's going on? The chase in the sky attracted the attention of many people. Everyone looked up at the sky and identified the two people who were fighting. That's Long Muiyan and Haiyan. Haiyan was killed and fled in a panic, and you have suffered the same fate. Long Muiyan is worthy of being one of the 5 great geniuses. He has the pure blood of the dragon, and his moves are earth-shaking. That's not right. Why do I feel that Haiyan is playing tricks on Long Muiyan? You see, it seems to be dancing on the edge of a knife every time. It's dangerous, but it's always fine. Anyway, let's go and lend a hand to Long Muiyan. Seeing Haiyan, many people remembered the miserable experience of being robbed. Some people who had not experienced Haiyan's robbery were also afraid that they would become the next one, and they wished that someone would come out and destroy Haiyan immediately. After many days of fermentation, Haiyan's notoriety had spread far and wide. Fairy Muiyan, I'll help you. Kill Haiyan and restore the Xianyun's secret realm to a bright and clear world. Kill. The news that Haiyan killed Chen Mou and Han Xianlu really frightened many people. For a while, everyone was in danger and did not dare to fight against him. But now that Long Muiyan has come forward, everyone feels that they can do it again. Even if they can't be the main force, it's good to be an assist at the side. It can also improve Long Muiyan's favor. What's going on? Why are you shouting and killing? Chen Mou was shocked when he saw the mighty team behind him. He felt that he was innocent. He was flying in the sky, and so many pursuers came. Eat dust behind me. Haiyan spread his wings, accelerated, and instantly opened up a huge distance. The blood of the black dragon boiled, and the law pattern appeared between his wings, and the speed also increased sharply. As for the others, they were not so fast. The one with the highest realm in the team was a devourer, who had just broken through and whose realm was unstable. The rest were only at the domain master realm. In an instant, he was left far behind by the two and could not be caught up. This big fool is quite fast. Chen Mou laughed and accelerated again, further increasing the distance. Haiyan, you are really capable. The magic dragon hummed, activated the secret method, shuttled through space, and chased closely. Can you still catch up? Your speed is the fastest I have ever seen, much faster than those two rubbish monks Chen Yi and Han Xianlu. But, that's all. Haiyan stretched out his wings and flapped them gently, with a strange rhythm in his movements. Every arc seemed to conform to the ultimate truth of heaven and earth. Spatial particles, gravitational fields and other factors not only did not hinder, but all turned into help, pushing Haiyan forward at a very fast speed. The speed increased again. How is it possible? Long Muiyan watched Haiyan leaving him further and further behind, but he was powerless. After flying a long distance, Chen Mou was sure that he had gotten rid of Long Muiyan, so he landed on a mountain that pierced the sky. With so many people shouting and killing me, it seems that Haiyan's identity is not useful anymore. There have been too many loadings these days. Forget it, it's the one who made it take the blame anyway, so I'm going to change my identity now. Chen Mou's body shape changed, turning into a human form, and his aura also changed. It was not Chen Mou's original image, but the appearance of a handsome young man in a turbid world. He was wearing a green shirt, with a handsome face and fluttering black hair. The top of the mountain, about 5,000 meters from the ground, went straight into the clouds. Looking around, the sea of clouds was surging and undulating, and the scene was very spectacular. Chen Mou stood on the top of the mountain, his clothes fluttering, and he looked a bit unrestrained, as if he were a fairy. With a wave of his sleeves, he wiped out all the aura left by Haiyan, and Chen Mou leisurely watched the sea of clouds. The wind is rising and the clouds are flying, a vast scene. Chen Mou has been busy with cultivation and has not had the leisure to appreciate the natural scenery for a long time. Now he happened to get a chance and was a little fascinated. Unconsciously, his soul was baptized a little. This was an unexpected gain. About 5 minutes later, the black dragon flew over and covered the sky. Its body was even wider than the sea of clouds. Devours. The black dragon's body quickly shrank and turned into a beautiful woman, landing on the top of the peak. It was Long Muayan. Did you see a petrel flying over? Long Muayan frowned. After tracking this area, the breath of the petrel completely disappeared. Petrel. Chen Mou's face was calm and pretended to think. It went in this direction. Chen Mou pointed to the side. Thank you, Devours, goodbye. Long Muayan thanked him. Chen Mou's current image, dressed in a green shirt, had an otherworldly aura, as if a banished immortal had descended, so she dared not neglect it. Slow. Chen Mou stopped Long Muayan, who wanted to leave. Long Muayan asked doubtfully, what do you think, fellow Taoist? Chen Mou said, why are you looking for the sea swallow? Long Muayan's golden vertical pupils flashed with murderous intent. It injured my brother and robbed several Jinglongyu disciples of their opportunities. I am going to ask it for an explanation. Chen Mou did not expect that he and the big fool would have such a grudge. He shook his head gently. The sea swallow is too fast. You can't track it at all. And with your strength, I am afraid you are not its opponent. Long Muayan was a little unhappy when she heard this. She had been strong all her life and had the blood of a demon dragon. Now someone actually said that she was not as good as a sea swallow. How could she accept this? Fellow Taoist, you have not seen me fight with a sea swallow. How dare you make a judgment? Long Muayan's words were questioning. This is my little judgment. There is not much evidence. If you don't believe it, you can do as you please. Chen Mou smiled lightly, calm and indifferent. This indifferent attitude made Long Muayan even more unhappy. It seemed that his conclusion was the truth, and he did not need to explain it, nor did he bother to explain it. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 404, The Tao in My Heart. Chen Mou was dressed in a green shirt, with a jade-like face, and looked like a modest gentleman. But his words did not match his image, and his casualness revealed a domineering attitude. Long Muayan had a cold face and did not want to argue too much. Only the weak would always want to prove themselves. With a slight bow, Long Muayan said goodbye. However, before flying far, Long Muayan turned back. Chen Mou looked at her with some doubts. Devours, what else? I suddenly remembered something. My name is Long Muayan. May I ask your name? Which sect are you from? Long Muayan said. You are here, are you suspicious of me? Chen Mou's face did not change. My name is Chen Yi, from Haiyan Jue sect. After many days of looting, Chen Mou had a certain understanding of many sects, and he answered calmly. Haiyan Jue sect. Long Muayan fell into thought. Haiyan Jue sect is also a large sect with extremely strong strength. Although it is not as strong as the 5 major forces, it is no problem to rank in the top 10 among many sects. I have a certain understanding of Haiyan Jue sect. This sect is full of geniuses and strong people, but I don't think I have seen Brother Chen among them. With Brother Chen's style, he must not be unknown. Long Muayan said. Chen Mou smiled slightly. Miss Muayan, you are too kind. Chen is dull and can't really stand up to the stage. There are so many strong people in Haiyan Jue sect. I can only be drowned in the vast sea of people. Long Muayan's eyes flashed, and she naturally didn't believe such words. The feeling of Chen Yi in front of her can only be described in 4 words, that is, unfathomable. When facing him, Long Muayan felt like facing Xiao Xing's, Bai Yi and others. The 5 great geniuses of the time were wary of each other. Before they really took action, no one could know the depth of each other's strength. Now someone suddenly appeared, but gave Long Muayan the same feeling, so she naturally didn't dare to take it lightly. If he is really from Haiyan Jue sect, Haiyan Jue sect must have a big plan. The few geniuses pushed out on the surface are just a cover for this Chen Yi. Long Muayan thought secretly in his heart. Chen Mou now left her with 2 impressions, one was arrogance and domineering, and the other was hypocrisy. He was obviously very powerful, but he had to hide it. What else could it be but hypocrisy? Perhaps he was plotting something behind the scenes. Chen Mou's words and deeds revealed his domineering nature, but he had to pretend to be humble on the surface, which was really ridiculous. Long Muan would not be disdainful of him because of this, but would be more vigilant and guard against his conspiracy. Brother Chen, have you heard about the recent hotly rumored incident of the strange fire? Brother, you are not looking for the strange fire, but are here to watch the sea of clouds. You are really in a good mood. Long Muan asked tentatively. Chen Mou knew that this woman still had some doubts that she was Haiyan. He didn't care, and said lightly, I have heard of the strange fire, but I am not very interested in it. On that day, it was Chen Mou who destroyed the capture plan of Han Xianlu and monk Chen Ai. If Chen Mou attached great importance to the strange fire, he could completely give up attacking the two and track the strange fire at a very fast speed. After all, revenge can be taken at any time, but it is difficult to find the strange fire after it slips away. Not interested. Long Muan was a little surprised. This person is really hypocritical. The spiritual object of heaven and earth, the strange fire, is really rare in the world, a priceless treasure, and any Zhuan practitioner would be crazy about it. But Chen Mou said he had no interest. It felt like someone saying that he had no interest in money. Zhuan practitioners at a high level no longer care about the money of the secular world. But the planet essence pill is still the hard currency in the world of Zhuan practitioners, which is the money in the cultivation world. Chen Mou shook his head. Unlike other rare treasures, the strange fire has spirits and its intelligence has been awakened, so I will treat it with the attitude of facing a living being. It has no grudges or hatreds with me. How can I capture and refine it from my own selfishness and wipe out its intelligence? Between heaven and earth, there are gains and losses. If you blindly seek external objects and do whatever it takes, and your eyes are blinded by desire, you will only get further and further away from the Tao. Chen Mou's words were like thunder, which made Long Muan stunned. Treating strange fire with the attitude of facing a living being, the Tao. This is a question that Long Muan has never thought about. She has always believed that the strong are respected and that strength can crush everything. The dragon's body, dragon's blood, and dragon's bravery have made Long Muan invincible since birth. Wherever the power reaches, the sky will decay. As for the great Dao, Long Muan has never thought about it. She also heard that if she wants to be promoted to the realm of the comprehender, she needs to comprehend the great Dao. But she is still far from this realm, and Long Muan is not in a hurry to explore these. Have you ever thought about the Dao in your heart? Chen Mou said. I haven't. Long Muan's face flushed, a little embarrassed. Long Muan has always been a proud daughter of heaven, and no one can suppress her. But now, in front of Chen Mou, Long Muan was hit hard for the first time. The ideological realm is too far apart. Yet, Chen Mou didn't say much, looking into the distance, watching the sea of clouds rolling and the waves rising in the sky. What about you? What is the Dao in your heart? Long Muan asked unwillingly, expecting Chen Mou to answer that he didn't know, so that he could win back a city. Or maybe Chen Mou's answer was too shallow and ridiculous, and Long Muan could refute it. If the Tao can be expressed in words, it is not the Tao. Chen Mou's short words made Long Muan speechless. She opened her mouth, and finally couldn't help but say, this is too empty. Since the Tao in my heart is real, there must be a goal to strive for. Chen Mou thought for a while. The Tao cannot be expressed in words, but if you must ask, I can tell you my shallow and self-defeating goal. I only hope that all people in the world can enjoy a peaceful, free and peaceful life. If anyone wants to destroy this Tao, Chen will kill him at all costs. Chen Mou's eyes were sharp, as if there was a flash of lightning. This. Long Muan was on the top of the peak, and he took 3 steps back, his expression changing. This realm gap is really too big. Long Muan stared at Chen Mou's eyes, trying to find out the meaning of guilty conscience and evasion. But she failed. Chen Mou's eyes were very clear and bright, without the slightest sense of guilt after lying. It is a taboo to talk about deep things with someone you have only just met. But there are some things that I want to say. I can't help but say them. Goodbye. Chen Mou sighed softly and stepped into the sky. The sea of clouds from all directions gathered and turned into a dragon. Chen Mou's thoughts flew. With his hands behind his back, Feng Su rode the wind, stepped on the dragon, and in a blink of an eye, he was thousands of miles away. In the ultimate battle in the future, why would Chen Mou rather die than retreat? On the surface, it was a conflict of interests, for the treasure of heaven and earth. In fact, it was a battle of the Great Way. The enemy camp was a group of conspirators and tyrannical monarchs. If they won, all the universe and the world would be under their rule. This matter conflicted with Chen Mou's great way. Interests can be given up, but the way and his heart cannot be given up. Chapter 405. Disciple of the Holy Sect? Outside, many elders looked strange. Through the screen, they saw Haiyan transform into human form. Not long after, Long Mu Haiyan arrived and the two seemed to be talking. Unfortunately, the content of their conversation could not be known. Haiyan flew away on the cloud, leaving only Long Mu Haiyan, who was in despair. What's going on? An elder asked in confusion. Just by looking at the screen, it can be inferred that Long Mu Haiyan was deceived by Haiyan. The enemy was right in front of him, but Long Mu Haiyan was unaware. The faces of several elders in Jinglong domain turned black. An elder of Fengshuang Academy said solemnly, Haiyan's behavior proves our previous speculation that it has no fixed body and can change at will, which is really scary. Another elder nodded in agreement. Indeed, its body was originally made of storms and did not look like a living being, but now it has become flesh and blood, and even Long Mu Haiyan can't tell it apart. His temperament is too ethereal. I can feel it through the screen. He is independent and graceful like a fairy. All the elders were surprised. The man Haiyan turned into was handsome and had a stunning appearance, which was rare in the world. More importantly, his temperament was as noble as a fairy, and his demeanor was unparalleled. Finally, he stepped in the clouds and left, his clothes fluttering, and he seemed like a fairy in a trance. Long Mu Haiyan is already a rare evildoer in the world. His appearance, talent, and temperament are all superior to those of the world. But standing next to this man, Long Mu Haiyan still has to be lowered. If we really want to find someone who can compare with this person, I'm afraid it can only be the princess. This thought flashed through the minds of the elders, and even the princess was a little worse than him. Haiyan has revealed a human form. Do you elders know him? Feng Zhicheng asked. He is not a disciple of our sect. I don't know him. I have never seen him. Everyone denied it one after another, saying that they were not familiar with him. There were also many elders who remained silent. Seeing Feng Zhicheng's eyes sweeping over, they shook their heads and smiled bitterly. Master Feng, do you still need to answer this? It's not that I'm belittling myself. With the level of our sect, I'm afraid we can't cultivate such a disciple. As soon as this was said, everyone felt that it made sense. Feng Zhicheng nodded and looked at Ling Qingjun. Your Highness, is it possible that a genius in the royal family has participated in the Haiyan conference on a whim? The Haiyan conference has begun, and the participants are the various sects in the territory of the Haiyan dynasty. The royal family generally does not send people to participate. But nothing is absolute in the world. If a genius of the royal family suddenly rises and enters the secret realm through some means, it is not worth being surprised. Ling Qingjun shook his head. I have never heard of this person, but this kind of demeanor and bearing is probably not something that ordinary forces can cultivate. Maybe he is from the holy sect? I can't be sure. What? Everyone was shocked when they heard this. What is the holy sect? Holy means sacred. The holy sect is not the name of a certain sect, but refers to a type of sect. Located in the central galaxy, with God sitting in charge, laughing at the world. This can be called the holy sect. How can they not be surprised that the princess actually said that this person is from the holy sect? After being surprised, they felt that there was some possibility. Unexpected, but reasonable. This person has a transcendent temperament, like a banished immortal, and only the holy sect can cultivate this. And he must be a core disciple in the holy sect. Ordinary disciples cannot have this kind of temperament. Of course, the above are just guesses, and they can't be sure. No one knows the truth of the matter, and further research is needed. Maybe the current appearance is still not Haiyan's true face. In the secret realm, Long Mu Haiyan stood there for a long time without coming back to his senses. What is my way? Long Mu Haiyan lightly leaped, turned into a dragon body, and glided in the sky. She had given up the plan to track Haiyan. Haiyan's speed was like lightning, and Long Mu Haiyan knew that she could not catch up at all. Moreover, it has been a long time now, and Haiyan's trace is nowhere to be found. On the other side, Chen Mou was thinking about the next plan. Chen Mou made dozens of moves and got a lot of treasures, so he didn't need to continue looting. Many pills and spiritual fruits piled up like mountains in the space opened up by Chen Mou. Now, I'd better speed up the digestion of spiritual medicines and strive for another breakthrough. Chen Mou's current realm is the initial stage of the Devourer. This pile of spiritual medicines is enough to support him to the advanced stage, not to mention the promotion to the middle stage of the Devourer. After condensing the storm body, Chen Mou absorbed spiritual energy faster. If it were an ordinary person, it would be difficult to break through even with spiritual medicine. He would need to slowly improve his spiritual realm and comprehend the laws more deeply. The spiritual realm and physical strength should go hand in hand. Chen Mou's spiritual realm has improved very quickly. He just needed to pay attention to consolidation to avoid breaking through too quickly and causing an unstable foundation. Maybe I can break through in a dozen days, Chen Mou estimated. If this is true, I'm afraid this is the fastest realm he has broken through. In the Miracle Apprentice stage, no one broke through so quickly. It's getting harder and slower for others to advance, but Chen Mou hasn't encountered this situation yet. In the following days, Chen Mou tried his best to digest the power of the medicine and didn't continue to plunder, which brought a rare period of peace to the disciples of the secret realm. Haiyan's disappearance made everyone a little uncomfortable. Could it be that Fairy Mu Haiyan killed Haiyan? Many people were puzzled. There were many witnesses to the scene of Long Mu Haiyan chasing Haiyan. Someone asked Long Mu Haiyan for confirmation, but was denied. Long Mu Haiyan said that Haiyan's speed was too fast and he couldn't catch up at all. And Haiyan's strength should not be inferior to hers. The words came out, causing an uproar. Haiyan's popularity did not last too long. Since it chose to hide its whereabouts and no longer take action, everyone was happy to be at peace and put their energy into finding strange fire and exploring the secret realm. Chen Mou tried his best to digest the power of the medicine, but he did not choose to retreat, but wandered around in the secret realm. Sometimes when he saw other people discover some caves and opportunities, Chen Mou was a little itchy and wanted to take over. Relying on tenacious willpower, he endured it. Look, this man is so handsome, and his temperament is even more ethereal, but with an indescribable nobleness. Who is he? Why do I feel that this person's style is more outstanding than Xiao Xing's, Bai Yi, and Feng Mo? Chen Mou appeared several times, causing quite a stir. Some sec girls felt their hearts beat fiercely. They wanted to approach and chat, but they felt that this was a bit unrestrained. Moreover, Chen Mou had a kind of nobility that was above heaven and earth, which made people afraid to approach him. With a flash of light, Chen Mou disappeared from the spot. Hey, why did he disappear? Some women who had just mustered up the courage to step forward suddenly felt annoyed and very depressed. Chapter 406, Traces of strange fire appear, and storms rise in all directions. Strange fire, we found the trace of the strange fire. Hurry up and chase it. Many strong men have been dispatched, forming a siege net, vowing to trap and capture the strange fire. Let's go too, see if we can get a piece of the pie. There was a commotion in the Haiyan secret realm. The trace of the strange fire was discovered. The news spread like a gust of wind, and everyone knew the whereabouts of the strange fire. Many heroes gathered, and no matter how strong they were all very eager to participate in the strange fire capture event. This might be the greatest opportunity of their lives. Even if they are not very strong, they must participate. If they miss it, they will regret it for the rest of their lives. Something is wrong. The news spread too fast. Almost everyone knows the whereabouts of the strange fire. Who is secretly promoting and spreading it? Yes, if I find the whereabouts of the strange fire, I must keep it strictly confidential and not let others compete with me. This matter is a bit weird. It is said that Xiao Xing's found the trace of the strange fire first. He would never spread the news, which means that someone else found it and is secretly promoting it. I understand. This person must be not as strong as Xiao Xing's and cannot compete. That's why he muddied the waters, hoping to fish in troubled waters. Anyway, getting news of the strange fire will not harm us. Even if there is a conspirator behind it, things have fermented and it is not up to him to control the situation. Yes, let's go and each rely on his own ability. Brother Xiao is worthy of being here. He found the strange fire one step ahead of us. Unfortunately, I can't let you go so smoothly. After Bai Yi verified the authenticity of the news, he quickly rushed to the place where the strange fire appeared. Feng Mo turned into a unicorn and whispered to himself, I also sensed the location of the strange fire. It is not far from here. It seems that the news is true. Xiao Xing's is really capable and is one step ahead of me. A blue phoenix flew across the sky, shuttled through layers of space, and disappeared in an instant. The approximate range of the strange fire is basically determined. Long Muan's face showed a thoughtful look. She remembered the scene when she met Chen Yi. The other party was calm and indifferent. He didn't care about the strange fire, which was a rare thing in the world. This kind of mind and realm is much higher than the people who are crazy about the strange fire now. Brother Chen, you are really a strange person. Unfortunately, I don't have this realm. How can I not fight for the opportunity in front of me? Long Muan turned into a black dragon and decided to set off. The 5 great geniuses are equally powerful and represent different forces. It is a competitive relationship. If the other 4 people get the strange fire, Long Muan will probably be at a disadvantage and it will be difficult to compete with the other party in the future. Chen Yi said that he was not interested in the strange fire. This was his inner thoughts. Long Muan wanted to seize the strange fire. Forcibly suppressing his own thoughts was contrary to the Tao. Seeing how others did it, he also forced himself to learn without considering the actual situation. That was called drawing a tiger but drawing a dog. Many Academy insect disciples went out one after another to form an encirclement. The strange fire was forced into a desperate situation by everyone. In the area behind the strange fire, there was a strange repulsive field, or it could be said to be a barrier, which prevented the strange fire from passing through. This barrier was generated inside the Haiyan secret realm and was very magical. Xiao Xing's chased all the way. When the strange fire fled in panic, it arrived here. It can be said that it was on its own way to a dead end. Xiao Xing sat on the red gold divine eagle, his face a little ugly. The strange fire ran away too fast. He chased all the way, and it was inevitable that he would be noticed by the strong people on the road, and the news was spread. Now more and more strong people are coming, and the situation is a little out of Xiao Xing's control. Bai Yi and Feng Mo both arrived at a very fast speed. Yu Huiming and Long Muan were not far behind and came forward one after another. The 5 great geniuses are here. It seems that a collision is inevitable. Some powerful people who were closer also arrived. Seeing the scene in front of them, they felt disappointed. It was too difficult to fish in troubled waters under the hands of those 5 people. Without Xiao Xing's action, his mount, the red gold divine eagle, had a breathtaking aura, enough to kill all around. When he first entered the secret realm, the red gold divine eagle was still at the high level of the domain master. Now it seems that he has obtained a great opportunity and has been promoted to the realm of the devourer. One mount is stronger than most people. This comparison is really vomiting blood. The sound of dragon roar sounded, and a black dragon quickly arrived, transformed into a man, and landed beside Long Muan. This man was Long Muan's younger brother Long Haoxuan. Following Long Haoxuan, powerful people from the Jinglong domain came one after another, led by Long Muan, forming a small group. In addition to Long Muan, there are 6 devourers in the Jinglong domain. Everyone was shocked. The overall strength of the Dragon Clan was really shocking. 7 Dragon Clan masters stood on the sky, condensed into one with the void, and their aura was as deep as a mountain, making everyone nearby feel a strong oppression. The Dragon Clan is extremely powerful. The devourers of the Jinglong domain are often a little stronger than ordinary devourers. And the Dragon Clan is relatively united, which is difficult to match by other forces. When Yi, King Peng, you two come and help me. After seizing the strange fire, I will definitely reward you. Xiao Xing looked at Wen Yi and the two and began to pull people's hands. Although he was proud, he also understood that Long Muan was his strong opponent. Facing the 7 devourers of the Jinglong domain at the same time, Xiao Xing did not dare to resist. Wen Yi and King Peng looked at each other and walked forward. Speaking of it, Wen Yi and Xiao Xing did not have a good relationship, and even had a little conflict. It's just that the situation is tense now. They are students of the same school. They must join forces to keep warm and cannot fight internally first, so as not to be laughed at by others. Boss, I'll help you. A man in blue arrived and landed beside Xiao Xing. Zhao, you have also broken through to the Devourer realm? Not bad, not bad. Xiao Xing nodded, very satisfied. Zhao is a member of Xingying, and he always follows Xiao Xing's lead. Commander Lu, come here too. Xiao Xing turned his eyes and looked at a man with an ordinary face in the field. I will obey the orders of Master Xiao. Commander Lu had a calm and respectful face, but he was cursing in his heart. Even though he changed his appearance, he was still recognized by Xiao Xing. He originally wanted to find an opportunity in the chaos to seize the strange fire in one fell swoop. Now he is afraid that it will be impossible. Xiao Xing's has a big background, and Commander Lu dare not disobey him. Commander Lu is also in the initial stage of the Devourer. But he has been promoted for many years, and his realm is profound, which is much stronger than the Devourer who broke through at the beginning. The Red Gold Eagle, Wen Yi, the Green Peking, Zhou Yao, Commander Lu, plus Xiao Xing's team, the lineup is luxurious. It's a pity that Han Xianlu and Monk Chanai were both killed by Haiyan, otherwise the power of Xiaoxin Academy would be enough to overwhelm Jinglong territory. Thinking of this, Xiao Xing didn't know whether he should hate Haiyan or be grateful to Haiyan. Han Xianlu and the other two actually left him aside and wanted to monopolize the strange fire. Fortunately, their actions were destroyed by Haiyan. From this point of view, their deaths are not a pity. P.S. I wrote an outline for 2 or 3 hours today, and wrote about 1,000 words. I hope to work hard on the weekend and update 2 or 3 times a day. I'll set a flag first, so as not to lose motivation. I hope I can do it. Chapter 407, The Possibility of Surpassing the Enlightened. The powerful people from Xiaoxin Academy and Jinglong Domain gathered, and their might shook the world. The Beihong Pavilion, Daomo Sect, and Yaowu Palace were not to be outdone, and they also gathered many devourers. The 5 forces were in a subtle confrontation. The slightly weaker forces such as Haiyan Jue sect formed gangs and united with other sects to try to get a piece of the pie. As for the sects at the level of Fenshuang Academy, it was a bit uncomfortable. Even if multiple sects united, it would be difficult to shake the situation. Long Haoxun alone was enough to kill through Fenshuang Academy. The gap in realm could not be made up by the number of people. Outside, the elders narrowed their eyes and became nervous. Who will win the strange fire? This is a major event that will affect the future situation. For ordinary people, getting a strange fire often means cultivating it into a divine object at the level of a comprehender, so that they can use the strange fire to do whatever they want in the future. However, if a genius like Xiao Xing gets a strange fire, the situation will be different. With the talents of Xiao Xing and the other 5 people, it is not difficult to cultivate to the realm of comprehenders by practicing step by step. It is just a matter of time. However, they still attach great importance to the strange fire. Just because of one point, the strange fire can burn the body, making the body stronger, and can also penetrate the lore with the power of fire, and directly burn some laws that are not compatible with itself. This is of great help to practice. If one of the 5 geniuses gets the strange fire, it will not be difficult to be promoted to the high level of comprehenders in the future. There is even a chance to impact a higher realm. Surpassing the realm of comprehenders is a bit terrifying, enough to break the balance. According to ancient records, more than 100,000 years ago, the master of Xiaoxin Academy had the opportunity to subdue Zhuanlei and break through. Unfortunately, Taoist Zhuanlei has achieved enlightenment and has a strong character. He would rather perish than be used by the master of Xiaoxin Academy. The situation of the strange fire is a little different. Now it is just the beginning of spiritual wisdom and can still be controlled. The expressions of the elders are uncertain, and each has his own calculations in his mind. It is impossible to say that they have no idea about the strange fire. If it weren't for the restrictions of the secret realm, they would have rushed in immediately to subdue the strange fire, and there would be no need for these students and disciples. Many elders also glanced at Ling Qingjin inconspicuously, wanting to see what her attitude was. Emperor Haiyan was a great existence that surpassed the realm of comprehenders. If someone had the opportunity to cultivate to the same realm and sit on an equal footing with him, I'm afraid the emperor would not tolerate it. There can only be one emperor in a dynasty. No matter who gets the strange fire, his growth path will probably not be too smooth. Like Long Mu Ayan, she has long been feared by the royal family. If she gets the strange fire, the consequences. The same is true for the other people. It's not that Emperor Haiyan is intolerant, it can only be said that this is the way of the emperor. It seems to be a contest between students, but in fact it has involved various forces, and the situation is very complicated. It's a pity that everyone couldn't see anything on Ling Qingjin's face. Her face was as calm as a lake, and she didn't reveal any thoughts. But the maid Xiaoya next to her stared at the screen intently, paying close attention, and seemed to take it very seriously. How could a maid represent the attitude of the royal family? Everyone took a look and ignored her. We must strive for treasures like the strange fire, But if we really get it, it's hard to say whether it's a blessing or a curse. This thought arose in everyone's mind. Even if the royal family ignores it, I'm afraid the other sects will not agree. Originally, the 5 major forces were equal and had equal status. If one of the sects obtains the strange fire and gets the opportunity to rise, how can the other 4 sects sit idly by? I'm afraid that the sect that obtains the strange fire will be suppressed by the joint forces, and will be beaten to death before you rise. However, we still have to fight. If we really can't withstand the pressure and can't keep the strange fire, at worst we can offer it to the royal family in exchange for some practical benefits. In the secret realm, after a confrontation, the battle finally broke out. The 5 major forces launched a fierce battle. Many devourers participated in the battle, and the power was too terrible, almost overturning the heaven and earth. The stars were trembling, the void was shaking, and dark cracks appeared. The earth exploded, rolling up thousands of feet of mud and sand, and then was directly smashed into atomic state by the power of the devourer. Some disciples from small sects vomited blood and retreated. Their bodies were cracking, and they could not bear this kind of pressure at all. Just the aftermath made their bodies collapse, and they tried their best to mobilize the energy of heaven and earth to relieve their injuries. If they were hit head-on by the Taoist magic, they would be dead. Is this the devourer? It's too scary. We don't have the power to fight back at all. A disciple from a small sect had a bitter expression. Still thinking about fishing in troubled waters, this is not muddy water at all. I'm afraid it's a huge wave, and if you get involved in it, you will be smashed to pieces immediately. Strange fire, I am determined to get it. Xiao Xing's was surrounded by purple mysterious light, which was indescribably precious. He punched out, the power of heaven was everywhere, and he collided with Long Muayan. Xiao Xing's blood was like a river in the sky, boiling and roaring, and his divine power was endless. The 2 sides attacked each other more than 100 times in an instant, and then each retreated a distance. Xiao Xing used his human body to fight against the dragon body, and he was not at a disadvantage. Near Feng Mou, black air currents were surging. What is this? A devourer was hit by the black air current and retreated in shock. The surface of the arm that came into contact with the black air current was quickly corroded. The flesh and blood dissipated, and even the bones turned black and the vitality was lost. The devourer used secret methods, but still could not stop the spread of the wound. A ruthless look appeared on his face, and he immediately cut off his arm and mobilized his essence to grow a new arm. It seemed to be an easy solution, but in fact, the essence of the entire arm was lost. Is this Feng Mou's method? It's too weird. Xiao Xing's and Long Muayan both stopped fighting and secretly guarded against Feng Mou's actions. Everyone knew that Feng Mou had the blood of the Qilin, and the Qilin's body was black. But they didn't know that Feng Mou inherited the blood of the demon Qirin. The Qilin is the main auspicious, while the demon Qirin is the opposite, with the characteristic of bringing disaster. Bringing luck to oneself and disaster to others. The true meaning of the name Feng Mou is to seal the demon unicorn and prevent this disaster from spreading. The sound of the phoenix rang out, and Yu Huiming turned into a blue phoenix. A stream of blue light emanated from Yu Huiming's body, colliding with the black smoke, making a hissing sound, and both sides dissipated. There was no clear opponent or ally among the 5 people. The situation was in chaos, and each fought for himself. The strange fire was hiding deep in the barrier, very anxious, jumping around, as if trying to find a way out. Unfortunately, there was no way out behind, and there was a net in front. Catch the strange fire first, and then we will decide the winner. It's too fast, and it will escape if we are not careful. Xiao Xing spoke unwillingly. If it weren't for the strange fire's speed and various strange means, he would have caught it long ago, and there would be no need to wait for so many people to arrive. At this time, the strange fire seemed to have no way to go, but once it found a gap, it would probably escape immediately. Chapter 408, Abnormal Changes of Bronze Blocks. Xiao Xing's made a move, and the sky was full of starlight, filling the air. The power of the stars descended, gathered into a large handprint, and grabbed the strange fire. The hand condensed by the starlight went deep into the field, and immediately suffered a huge pressure, almost collapsing directly. Xiao Xing quickly attracted the starlight and replenished his strength, and then stabilized it. Where the strange fire was trapped, there was a mysterious repulsive field, which not only trapped the strange fire, but also indirectly protected it. The strange fire moved sideways and avoided the big hand of starlight. Xiao Xing's repeatedly controlled the movement of the big hand of starlight, but the strange fire was relatively flexible and could always avoid Xiao Xing's capture. This field is a bit magical. Long Muiyan narrowed his eyes. Xiao Xing's had already made a move, so she naturally couldn't fall behind. If Xiao Xing succeeded and used some secret methods to escape, it would be a big deal. Long Muiyan personally attacked and shuttled into the field, but only advanced 1/3 of the way before encountering a huge repulsive force and could hardly move forward. The curse of the reverse scale. Long Muiyan used his magic, and black dragon phantoms appeared around his slender body. The black dragon phantoms were as huge as mountains, emitting a wisp of breath that made people tremble with fear. 1, 2, 3. A total of 81 black dragon phantoms moved at the same time, blessing Long Muiyan's body, making his combat power soar. Rushing forward, Long Muiyan rushed to more than half of the distance in one breath. Then, he became weak again. The repulsive force was as vast and broad as the sea of stars. As he went deeper, the pressure he had to face increased exponentially. With a bang, Long Muiyan finally couldn't hold on, and was bounced back by the repulsive force, smashing several mountains, and then he stabilized his body. This power. Long Muiyan flew back, his face a little ugly. Although he was unscathed, he looked really embarrassed. Fairy Muiyan, Xiao Xing smiled softly, there is something I forgot to remind you. The repulsive force here is very strong. The larger the mass of an object, the less it can penetrate. You are a dragon. Good for you, Xiao Xing. Thank you so much. Long Muiyan was so angry that his face turned pale. What do you mean by forgetting to remind you? I'm afraid he didn't mean to remind you at all. Then he hinted that he was too heavy. No wonder Xiao Xing had been squatting outside. If he didn't go in to capture the strange fire, it seemed that he couldn't get in either. I'll give it a try. Bai Yi's figure became ethereal, blending into the space, and shuttled back and forth. Beihang Pavilion is known for its space technique. The distance he penetrated was farther than Long Muiyan. Then with a bang, he was also forced out of the space by the repulsive force, bounced back, and crashed into the ground. This place is weird. Bai Yi crawled out from the ground, shook off the dust on his body, and pretended to be nothing. Then he silently added, Brother Xiao looks familiar with this place. It seems that he has tried it many times before we arrived. Haha. Xiao Xing's face was expressionless. Seeing this, Feng Mo and Yu Huiming also gave up the idea of entering with their real bodies, and began to use their divine power to penetrate in and try to capture the strange fire. The 5 people attacked together, refusing to give in. While their divine power was tracking the strange fire, they collided violently. Under the siege of the crowd, the strange fire jumped repeatedly and passed through the gap dangerously. Opportunity. Seeing the 5 people fighting and competing non-stop, a devourer of the Haiyan Jue sect immediately took action, intending to fish in troubled waters. The divine power condensed into a net and rushed into the field in an instant. However, before the net reached the front of the strange fire, it was crushed by the power of the field and shattered. The devourer of the Haiyan Jue sect. Opportunity. I don't believe it again. The devourer of the Haiyan Jue sect shrank the net condensed by the divine power, concentrated the power, and finally was able to resist the crushing of the power inside the field. The corresponding price is that the net is too small, making it even more difficult to capture the strange fire. The other devourers on the field also made their moves. In an instant, dense divine power descended, shaking the heavens and the earth. The net of heaven and earth covered all possible escape routes of the strange fire. In addition to the 5 major forces, other sects are not without strong people. Haiyan Jue sect has 3 devourers. There are still many sects of the same level as Haiyan Jue sect. When they unite, they are also a powerful force. With so many people making their moves, the strange fire has no way to avoid it, and can only use the flames to burn through a passage. Keep going, the power of the strange fire will definitely not last long. Everyone was very excited, and each of them tried their best to get the strange fire first and then escape. Okay, you forced me. A mental wave came from the strange fire, and everyone heard a soft and tender voice. The power of the strange fire increased again, and it instantly became blazing. Strange runes penetrated into the void one by one, outlining a mysterious arc. Behind the strange fire, an endless palace emerged. The Grey Palace was more than 10 miles long, magnificent, and emerged from the void, giving off a feeling of suppressing the destiny of the universe. All destroyed. Under the control of the strange fire, the palace shone brightly, sweeping away the divine power that penetrated in. Not only that, the power of the palace was also transmitted, hitting several devourers standing in front of them, causing their bodies to break and their broken bones to fly. Oh no, how can it control this palace? Where did this palace come from? It seems to be able to absorb the power of this world. It's a trap. I'm afraid the strange fire is not trapped by us and is going to a dead end, but deliberately luring us here. Some time ago, it pretended to have nowhere to escape, probably to lure us to kill each other, but unfortunately the plan did not succeed. Everyone's mind turned, and they guessed the whole thing at once. Don't panic, we still have the initiative, we can come and go as we please. What's more, we have the advantage in numbers. With its strength, even with the help of the palace, it is no match for us. Feng Mo spoke to stabilize the situation. That's right, fortunately we didn't have a life and death battle, and retained our strength. The plan of the strange fire has completely failed. Let's work together to capture the strange fire, and then talk about the distribution issue. Everyone responded. Capture me? It's really wishful thinking. The power of the master here is beyond the imagination of you ants. Let's see how I beat you. The strange fire snorted childishly, seeming to be very disdainful. In the distance, Chen Mou took out 2 pieces of bronze. The bronze blocks were originally cold, but at this moment they were slightly hot and emitted a soft light. There's movement. Chen Mou attached great importance. After many days of research, Chen Mou still could not understand the mystery of the bronze blocks. The bronze blocks are so mysterious, maybe they hide great opportunities. The immortal is pointing the way. Chen Mou cast a series of mysterious spells and infused them into the bronze blocks. The 2 bronze blocks floated in the air and then rushed into the distance in an instant. Chapter 409? Chen Mou arrives. The Grey Palace, more than 10 miles long, stretches across the sky, majestic and grand. The decoration style of the palace is very ancient, vast and heavy, as if it has crossed the long river of time and come to the human world. As soon as it appeared, it severely injured several devourers with its overwhelming power, smashing their bodies into pieces. Everyone was alert, and no one dared to despise it. There were also many students with lower realms who retreated silently. Originally, they didn't have much hope in this competition, and now the strange fire showed even more strange means. They are not as vigorous and strong as the devourers. If they are hit, they will probably be destroyed on the spot. Kill you. The strange fire sent out a mental wave, controlling the Great Palace and suppressing it directly from the sky. Xiao Xing snorted coldly, and his divine power rushed back to the sky. His blood was like a vast ocean, directly holding up the palace. This kind of power is too terrible. Although he is a human, his blood is like a prehistoric beast. The strong momentum spread out, making the people nearby feel a lot of oppression. The 9th transformation of the demon dragon, Rage of the Scales. Long Mu'ayan transformed into a demon dragon, spread his wings, and soared into the sky. The huge body of the demon dragon covered the sky and the sun, and its size was no less than that of the palace. The blood shackles in the body were opened, and the power and anger of the dragon clan descended. Dragon blood is unyielding, and it is born to fight the sky and stand at the top of the food chain. The anger of the dragon is enough to move mountains and boil seas, and to destroy the moon and bury the stars. The dragon clan's cultivation method records that the demon dragon has 9 transformations and 9 ways of attacking and killing. Each transformation is a huge leap, and the strength increases by a large margin. After practicing all 9 transformations, it is enough to travel across the sea of stars and laugh at the world. There are also rumors that the demon dragon actually has a 10th transformation. This transformation, only in legend, is the last leap of the demon dragon. The demon dragon's 10th leap is shocking, and the road to the gods continues. Long Mu'ayan's power is really terrifying. It is said that she has mastered 7 of the 9 transformations of the magic dragon. If the 7 transformations are combined into one, I am afraid she will be invincible. Bai Yi, Feng Mo, and Yu Huiming all changed color slightly and felt the pressure. No wonder Long Mu'ayan is a figure that the Haiyan dynasty is afraid of. Seeing that the 2 have already made a move, they are not willing to lag behind and also use their own methods to balance the palace that has descended from the sky. This strange fire is a bit arrogant, and it actually took the initiative to control the palace to attack. Of course, the main body of the strange fire is still hidden inside the field, and it is only the palace that has been killed. Many devourers also made a move. A terrifying collision occurred, and the power swept everywhere. Many high-level domain masters were beaten away and could not join the battlefield. Dozens of devourers are definitely a terrifying force. If placed in other places, it is enough to sweep across all realms and turn the starry sky into ruins. But the palace is still fearless. It draws the power of this world, as if it is condensed into one with the void, and it suppresses all heroes alone. The two sides are deadlocked, and dozens of devourers join forces, still feeling great pressure. Are you scared? If you know what's good for you, just retreat. The greatness of this palace is not something you can compare to. The strange fire snorted. You are just bragging, Xiao Zing sneered. This palace is indeed amazing, but with your strength, I'm afraid you can't control it for long. After you are exhausted, we will take this palace directly and each of us will get a share. After Xiao Zing's finished speaking, everyone's eyes lit up. That's right, the Great Palace is a treasure. It can suppress dozens of devourers alone. This kind of power is vast and unfathomable. I'm afraid its value is not inferior to the strange fire. Unfortunately, if it is split up and each person gets a share, the power should be reduced a lot. I'm so angry, you dare to be so arrogant. The strange fire was angry, but for a while, there was really nothing it could do. It was not too proficient in controlling this palace. Take you. Xiao Zing's grabbed with his big hand, and the law penetrated into the palace, and he actually wanted to directly seize control. The strange fire was startled and immediately urged the power of the palace to focus on counterattacking Xiao Zing's. Waves of waves hit Xiao Zing's, causing him to groan. In fact, if everyone fought together, it would be almost impossible for the strange fire to hurt Xiao Zing's. However, everyone had their own thoughts and were not of one mind. There is a trick. The power of starlight penetrated Xiao Zing's body, reflecting his muscles and bones crystal clear. He quickly repaired his injuries, and his blood was full and returned to the peak. A tug of war between the people and the palace began, and no one could do anything to the other. The strange fire was a little anxious. The power of everyone joining forces was indeed strong, and it was not something it could resist alone. The power was consuming rapidly, and if it continued like this, it would not last long. With a rumble, the palace was about to return under the traction of the strange fire. Stay. Long Muan descended above the palace with the body of a demon dragon and directly pulled it. Everyone also took action, pulling the palace out. Give it back to me. The strange fire was almost crying with anger. This group of people was too bad, and they wanted to rob its palace. At this time, a man who looked like a fairy came leisurely from a distance. This is the place. Chen Mou took back the bronze block and fixed his eyes on the palace in the sky. Another person is coming. The strange fire noticed a visitor from afar and was alert. It felt a strong sense of threat from the visitor. This threat was even greater than that of the big black dragon. It's over. He also has his eyes on my palace and wants to rob it. The strange fire watched Chen Mou walk over step by step, his eyes locked on the palace, and immediately understood Chen Mou's intention. This palace is mine, don't come over. The strange fire shouted. Chen Mou smiled, you can't come over if you say so. The conversation between the newcomer and the strange fire immediately attracted everyone's attention. Who is he? The ethereal temperament of Chen Mou made everyone feel awe. Generally speaking, this kind of seemingly ethereal and without a trace of fireworks is often unexpectedly cruel when fighting. Brother Chen Yi, you are here too. Long Muan glanced at him. This man named Chen Yi, from the Haiyan Jue sect, once said that he had no interest in strange fire. In this pursuit of strange fire, Long Muan did not see Chen Yi take any action. Now, he actually took action. It seems that he came for the palace. Others did not know Chen Yi, but she knew very well that this was a heavyweight who could change the situation. So many people. Others were very wary of Chen Mou's arrival, and Chen Mou himself was also surprised to see so many people. Fortunately, I didn't come in the form of a sea swallow, otherwise I don't know if I could withstand dozens of devourers. Dozens of eyes looked at him, and Chen Mou was a little flustered. However, there was no flaw on his face, and he looked calm and composed. Xiao Zing's, and Commander Lu, these two are here too, just in time to settle accounts with you. A terrifying light flashed in Chen Mou's eyes. Chapter 410? Beating the dog. Although Commander Lu changed his appearance and aura, his method was not very clever. Chen Mou saw through it at a glance. Seeing him standing with Xiao Zing's, Chen Mou understood. Commander Lu inexplicably targeted him that day, and he was afraid that it was Xiao Xing's instruction. However, Chen Mou did not have time to argue with the two of them for the time being, and his priority was the palace. The Grey Palace was very mysterious, and Chen Mou felt a strange aura. The ancient god lighthouse in the Sea of Consciousness also reacted and turned around. "Give me the palace." Chen Mou stepped forward and said to the strange fire. "The palace is mine, why should I give it to you?" The strange fire was a little indignant. "The palace is yours? How do you prove it?" The strange fire seemed stunned. "Proof? It was originally mine, and there is no need to prove it. If you call it, will it respond?" The strange fire fell into deep thought. With its IQ, it is indeed difficult to respond to this question. How can I make the palace respond? Chen Mou continued, "I think this palace is not yours. You stole it from someone else." I didn't steal it." Yehuo felt a little guilty. It is indeed not the owner of the palace. But the real owner has long disappeared. "I found him, so shouldn't it be mine?" A group of people around almost fainted when they heard the conversation between the two. This Yehuo is too stupid. It feels like a child. Commander Lu walked out with a sneer and faced Yehuo. "That's right, this palace is basically ownerless. If you know what's good for you, just hand it over." Then he turned to Chen Mou again, his eyes like lightning. "And you, who do you think you are? We have worked hard for a long time, and you want to come out and pick peaches without doing anything. Get out immediately, or don't blame us for being ruthless." These words, coldly scolding Chen Mou, made everyone feel relieved. Commander Lu's face was cold, but he was laughing in his heart. This person arrived halfway and dared to be so arrogant and monopolize the palace. His words of provocation immediately pushed him to the opposite side of the crowd. Commander Lu has been in the world for many years and has seen countless scenes. His mentality and methods are not comparable to those of some young people who can only practice. Sometimes, words are the knife that kills. If this knife is used well, it will be much easier than using it yourself. "Yes, who do you think you are? Get out of here immediately." Many people echoed Commander Lu. "The palace is so big, if one more person arrives, one more portion will be required. Who would be willing to do this? Not only Chen Mou, but if someone else arrives later, they will also be asked to get out." The strange fire is only a small ball, which is difficult to separate. It can be said that most people have no chance. But the palace is 10 miles long, and Xiao Xing's, Long Mu Ayan and other 5 people must at least share most of it with everyone. Otherwise, so many devourers are not vegetarians. "What do you think you are?" Chen Mou smiled, and his smile was a little dangerous. He has changed his appearance and aura, and his methods are so high that they cannot be compared with Commander Lu's clumsy tricks. I believe Commander Lu can't see it. But he still dared to jump in front of him. Maybe this is fate. Chen Mou slapped back and slapped Commander Lu directly. The awe-inspiring divine power directly broke Commander Lu's bones and spurted blood. Seeing this scene, everyone's pupils shrank. Just now there was a melee, and then there was a fight against the strange fire. Everyone saw Commander Lu's ability. His strength is definitely ranked in the middle among all the devourers. But such a strong man was slapped away by the mysterious man with clear eyebrows and ethereal temperament, without any resistance. Not bad. Chen Mou was quite satisfied with his own strength. Now, after digesting many spiritual medicines, his strength is stronger than when he fought against Han Xianlu and Monk Chanai. He has almost reached the peak of the first stage of the Devourer and is about to break through to the middle stage. The human form also makes Chen Mou more accustomed to it and can better exert his strength. In the sky, Long Mu Ayan, who turned into a magic dragon, was startled. She had overestimated Chen Yi's strength as much as possible, but after witnessing the scene, she might have to re-evaluate his strength. "What? Who else wants to oppose me?" Chen Mou looked around and spoke slowly, but made everyone feel a huge pressure. There was silence. Although they were angry, who dared to jump out at this time? They finally realized what it meant to be angry but not to speak. This person looked ethereal, elegant and easygoing, but what he said and did was completely opposite to his appearance. Brother is indeed very powerful, but he is a little too domineering. "Do you want to be an enemy of all of us?" Xiao Xing stood up, looking not very good. Commander Lu was his man. A palm slapping Commander Lu was equivalent to a hard slap on his face. Is he trying to establish his authority over me, Xiao Xing's? From childhood to adulthood, no one has dared to do such a thing. Everyone's expressions moved slightly, and Xiao Xing's stood up, which greatly boosted their confidence. No matter how strong this person is, it's a fool's dream to want to fight against so many devourers. Any one of the 5 geniuses would be enough to give him a hard time. Who are you? Was that your dog just now? Chen Mou glanced at Xiao Xing's and asked instead of answering. As soon as the words came out, everyone was in an uproar. You don't even know Xiao Xing's? It is impossible for people who can come to the secret realm for trials not to know Xiao Xing's. Such a rhetorical question reveals an attitude of treating Xiao Xing's as nothing. Okay, someone doesn't know me. Xiao Xing's did not get angry but laughed, and laughed very happily. Today, I want to see your skills. Xiao Xing's made a move, condensing the power of the Haiyan stars, and his aura soared. His bones and flesh were like colored glaze, without the slightest impurity. Dots of starlight dotted his body. 108,000 acupuncture points, each acupuncture point seemed to contain a star, shining brightly. This is the formula that Xiao Xing's practiced star river movement technique. When it is practiced to perfection, each acupuncture point can accommodate a star. With 180,000 stars on his body, his infinite power will make all the worlds tremble. Xiao Xing's has not yet reached this level, but he has condensed a large amount of planet essence in his acupuncture points, which can be regarded as a small success. Xiao Xing stared at Chen Mou. His figure was majestic, and his aura was like a raging wave, covering this world. Xiao Xing's is really angry. Even the devourer felt a slight tremor under Xiao Xing's aura and quickly pulled away a long distance. This person is too arrogant, forcing Xiao Xing's to use all his strength. Even when he was competing with Long Muayan, Xiao Xing's did not show such means. The 5 great geniuses are not in vain. Each of them has a hidden means. Long Muayan is the 7 transformations in one, and Xiao Xing's awakens the power of all the stars in his body. These 5 people are enough to sweep away ordinary people with ordinary means. Now that they use secret techniques, I wonder how powerful they will be. One person stared at Xiao Xing's and muttered to himself. Even though he and Xiao Xing's were competitors, he had to admit that the other party was powerful. If Xiao Xing's was forced to use all his strength, he would probably destroy himself. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 411, Defeat the enemy with one punch, and kill anyone who stands in your way. Xiao Xing clenched his 5 fingers into a fist and punched in the air. 108,000 acupuncture points roared in unison. The stars in the sky were also moved and cast their brilliance. With one punch, potential energy condensed, and time and space seemed to solidify, and were held in Xiao Xing's hand. Behind him, a starry sky emerged, moving slowly and firmly. Xiao Xing suppressed it with the power of the starry sky. Chen Mou's response was an ordinary punch. A simple punch twisted time and space, and the field condensed by Xiao Xing's shattered like a mirror. Others looked at this punch and felt nothing, but Xiao Xing's was horrified and a warning sign rose in his heart. The fist force was like a dragon, and the fist intention was like an immortal, eroding into the starry sky evolved by Xiao Xing's. One planet after another shattered, and a terrible explosion occurred. The shock wave raged, causing Xiao Xing's to groan and bleed from the corners of his mouth. The two collided, and the space exploded, forming cracks. Xiao Xing's flew backwards for more than 1,000 meters, struggling to keep his body steady. Chen Mou, however, did not move at all. This was a scene of great contrast. Xiao Xing's used his secret technique to attack, and his body was enveloped by divine light, blazing like the sun, shining like stars, and wisps of aura were emitted, making the people nearby feel as if their bodies were torn apart. His fighting power had reached the peak of his life. Chen Mou, on the other hand, was much more casual, and did not see any secret technique being used, but just threw a plain punch. But the result was completely opposite. The invincible Xiao Xing's had all his secret techniques destroyed by a single punch. How is it possible? Surprise, and disbelief, all kinds of emotions intertwined on everyone's faces. Xiao Xing's full strength attack was actually hit back like this. For a moment, everyone felt like they were in a dream. You shouldn't have messed with me. Chen Mou spoke casually, took a few steps forward, and was about to attack again. Everyone looked at this scene with a shocked expression. Just because of Commander Lu's words, things had evolved to this point. Xiao Xing's had always been the one who used his power to suppress others, and now it was finally his turn to be suppressed. Among all the people present, no one knew the origin of Chen Mou. It was such a strong man who appeared out of nowhere that made Xiao Xing's retreat in embarrassment. He slapped Commander Fei Lu with a palm and slapped Xiao Xing's face. He broke the secret technique of the starry sky with a punch and suppressed Xiao Xing's self-esteem. Who is he? Everyone couldn't calm down, and a thought arose in their hearts: the world is about to change. The situation of the five great geniuses' separatism has been broken by this strange strong man. Outside, the elders looked at this scene, and their hearts were also surging. Is this Haiyan? This is Haiyan. They remembered the princess' previous evaluation. Xiao Xing's and others might not be defeated. The Lord of Feng Mansion looked even more ugly. Haiyan's repeated attacks were all aimed at the people of Xiaoxin Academy. Could it be that it had a grudge against Xiaoxin Academy? Although a disciple of Beihong Pavilion was also killed, that person's status was not high, and it could be said that it was insignificant and was directly ignored by the Lord of Feng Mansion. In his mind, all other sects were fine, only Xiaoxin Academy suffered losses repeatedly. However, this conflict seemed to be provoked by Commander Lu. Who is this person? No one else stepped forward, but you are the only one who jumped. You are really a pig brain. Commander Lu has changed his appearance. Through the screen, Lord Feng did not recognize him, but just thought he was a pig. The screen continued to change. Xiao Xing's face was gloomy. His blood and qi were stimulated, absorbing the power of the stars. His bones and flesh were like colored glaze, and he was repairing his injuries quickly. That punch destroyed a lot of the stars he condensed, and it would take time to condense again. Chen Mou, dressed in a green shirt, had an ethereal temperament. He stepped forward and had no intention of stopping. This scene made the hearts of the elders all lifted. Could it be that they were going to fight to the death? Even Bai Jinghu, Elder Malin, and other high-level leaders of the hostile forces began to worry about Xiao Xing's. Today it is Xiao Xing's. Who knows if it will be Bai Yi and Long Muan's turn tomorrow? Brother, you are going too far. There is no deep hatred between the two sides. Just stop at this point. In the secret realm, Bai Yi stood up and blocked Chen Mou's way. Beihong Pavilion and Xiaoxin Academy usually fight very fiercely, but now Bai Yi actually stood up for Xiao Xing's. This move made everyone confused at first, but they soon understood. When the nest is overturned, the eggs will be broken. If Xiao Xing's loses today, Bai Yi will have to bow his head obediently next time. Feng Mo turned into a handsome man with an obscure and vast aura that made it difficult to see the depth. He walked forward for a distance and came to Bai Yi's side. Yue Ming had a slender figure, crystal-like jade, skin as white as condensed fat, and dazzling beauty. She also walked forward with light steps. Brother Dao's strength is indeed extraordinary. Why don't we stop here and work together to fight against the strange fire? Yue Ming spoke. Her beautiful eyes were smart and bright. Yue Ming's temperament is very extraordinary, out of the world, ethereal like a fairy, with an indescribable charm. Three people with different positions and interests walked out at the same time to support Xiao Xing's. The world has really changed. Seeing this scene, everyone didn't know how to express their thoughts in words. Winning by numbers can't add any glory to Xiao Xing's. It's just a helpless move. This shows that a mysterious strong man really threatened the status of the five geniuses, making them very afraid. This matter has nothing to do with you, get out of the way. A cold word came out of Chen Mou's mouth, which startled the three people blocking the front. This person, facing the four geniuses joining forces, is still not afraid? Chen Mou's tone did not contain much discussion, but rather an order. Bai Yi didn't say any more nonsense, and his fighting spirit soared into the sky. This person is indeed amazing. But they are not vegetarians. If they don't know how to lift you up, then use your strength to make them bow their heads. Chen Mou smiled. We are not on the same path. Why do you stand up for others? If so, kill anyone who stands in your way. A smile on his face chilled the people around him. Kill anyone who stands in your way. This man must be crazy. Does he know who he is talking to? Xiao Xing's looked frustrated and not very happy. He had fallen to the point where he had to ask his former opponent to help him out. In the future, when people mention Xiao Xing's name, they may not have much respect. But Xiao Xing's had to accept this situation. He was no match for him alone. The four of them joined forces and forced Chen Mou to join forces. Four geniuses, each of whom is invincible, are now forced to join forces. This kind of scene actually happened. The world is really magical. Where is the other one? Everyone was puzzled. After searching for a while, they finally found. Long Muoyant still maintained the form of a magic dragon and tried his best to hold the palace. The wonderful fight just now attracted the attention of many people. Now only Long Muoyant and half of the strong men still had the strength to hold on to the palace. The other half were absorbed in watching the show without realizing it. Hey, the palace is coming. The strange fire shouted, and the power of the great palace surged. Long Muoyant couldn't hold it, and it slipped away. Fuck, the palace. Everyone was dumbfounded. Chapter 412? The strange fire that gained an advantage. The power of the great palace surged, breaking away from Long Muoyant's control, and resisting the traction of the crowd, it returned to the inside at a high speed. Hurry up and hold it. The half of the people who were still attacking tried their best to use their divine power to try to hold the palace. However, the power of the strange fire and the palace had already taken the advantage. In the chain reaction, everyone was unable to resist. The great palace retreated firmly and returned to the field. At this moment, Chen Mou took action. His body moved slightly, as if he had broken through the space and came directly to the inside of the field. The ubiquitous repulsive field acted on Chen Mou. Strands of divine power overflowed from his body, and his blood surged. Chen Mou rushed in like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The divine power enveloped him and turned into a big hand to hold the palace. The strange fire used all its strength to try to pull the palace back, but it didn't work, and it screamed in anger. You bad guy, give me back the palace, I'm so angry. Chen Mou said nothing and struggled to resist the repulsive force. This place is very strange. He was about halfway through the journey when he felt a great repulsive force. Originally, this was nothing to him. The key was that he had to spend energy to hold on to the palace. The strange fire controlled the palace to counterattack repeatedly and bombarded Chen Mou. Various forces were tearing at Chen Mou's body, making him feel a little uncomfortable. Chen Mou activated the vacuum fluctuation technique. Vacuum fluctuations will bring about changes in energy. Energy changes, sometimes high and sometimes low, mean that the gravitational field changes. When quantum energy changes, the gravitational field also changes accordingly. The energies of the two cancel each other out, maintaining the state of energy conservation in the universe. The vacuum fluctuation technique mastered by Chen Mou can also manipulate the gravitational repulsive field. Sure enough, as soon as the vacuum fluctuation technique was activated, Chen Mou felt much better. However, the repulsive field here is too weird, as if it was set up by someone with supreme means. With Chen Mou's current realm and strength, he cannot manipulate it at will, but it only relieves some pressure. In addition, Chen Mou also activated the ancient god lighthouse in his sea of consciousness, and strands of divine power were transmitted from it, resisting the rejection of the surroundings. Let's take action quickly and pull the palace. Everyone reacted and used their divine power together to pull the palace. Many strong men took action, and with Chen Mou's participation, the balance of victory and defeat immediately turned. The palace slowly moved outward. No, Yehiro almost cried anxiously, and said to Chen Mou, help me pull the palace back, I have a lot of treasures, I can give you. Want to bribe me? Chen Mou was stunned, but I want the palace. If they pull the palace out, they will definitely divide it up, and you can't get it. Yehiro said, help me quickly, I have a lot of treasures. Chen Mou thought it made a lot of sense when he heard it. Treasures are secondary. But pulling the palace out, that won't work. So he changed direction and pulled it into the field. Everyone. What's going on here? When Chen Mou didn't take action, the two sides were equally powerful. Whichever side he joined would have a big advantage. The palace was quickly pulled in. Chen Mou also resisted the repulsion and came to the side of the strange fire, ready to have an in-depth negotiation with it on the ownership of the palace. The flame of the strange fire jumped, as if looking at Chen Mou. Why do you feel a little familiar? The strange fire said in a childish voice. Familiar. Chen Mou thought about it. The only time he met it was in the form of a sea swallow. At that time, he attacked Han Xianlu and Mong Chanai, giving the strange fire a chance to escape. Now that he has changed his appearance and aura, the strange fire can still feel familiar. This kind of spiritual perception is really terrifying. It is worthy of being a strange creature born and raised by heaven and earth, and it is quite extraordinary. Hush, it's me. Chen Mou sent a divine thought into the strange fire, and emphasized at the same time, don't tell anyone. Ah, you are. The strange fire was very surprised. They all want to bully me, and they plan to cut me into 8 pieces and share them. Big brother, you must be here to help me, right? The tone changed, calling the big brother. It's not impossible to help you, but I'm working so hard, shouldn't you repay me, such as this palace? Chen Mou began to hint. The strange fire fell into deep thought, a little reluctant, and finally said, okay, if you help me beat them all away and ensure my safety, I will give you this palace. So smooth? Chen Mou nodded, no problem, I will help you move to a safe place, and then teach you a cultivation method. In the world, strength is the foundation. When you have cultivated successfully, you can beat anyone you see. Cultivation method, beat anyone you see. The strange fire was happy. Thinking of this, it seemed to have made a profit. It didn't know how to control this palace. It couldn't carry it around normally, and it was always left here in the field. Cultivation, it sounds very powerful. Okay, I will practice, and beat anyone I see. Thank you, big brother, thank you, big brother. The strange fire felt that it had taken advantage of it and thanked him repeatedly. The people outside saw Chen Mou and the strange fire whispering, as if they were secretly colluding, and their faces suddenly became strange. Originally, Chen Mou targeted Xiao Xing's, and everyone was watching the show and gloating. But at this time, he seemed to want to monopolize the palace, and maybe even take away all the strange fire. How can this be done? You guys retreat quickly, I will take over this place. Chen Mou glanced at the outside world and spoke in a commanding voice. You said retreat. One person laughed in anger, leave the strange fire and the palace behind. If you want to leave, we won't stop you. That's right, hand over the strange fire and the palace immediately. Don't blame us for being rude if you dare to go against us. Everyone echoed. The means Chen Mou just displayed did shock most people. Fighting alone, he is invincible. However, it is a foolish dream to want to fight so many devourers on his own. Commander Lu spent a lot of spiritual medicine to repair most of his injuries and returned here. He looked at Chen Mou with deep hatred in his eyes. Commander Lu has been a genius since he was a child. With a halo around him, he has never suffered such humiliation. Chen Mou swept him away with a palm like sweeping garbage. You are dead. Do you really think you can escape with just a little strength? You dare to be enemies with so many people at the same time. You are not enough to kill even 3 of them. The more arrogant Chen Mou is, the happier Commander Lu is. Later, when Chen Mou is beaten to death by the crowd, he will step on his head himself to let him know what pain is. The strange fire and the palace are not yours. Robbing the palace is stealing money, and capturing the strange fire is killing. Do you still have reason? Get out. Chen Mou shouted with righteousness, completely forgetting that he had been looting for many days. It's a pity that these words have no effect, but instead attracted a lot of disdain. In the face of interests, what is morality? The cultivation world is a cruel dark jungle. Sometimes, it is even more cruel than the struggle in the animal world. What's more, the strange fire is not a living being with flesh and blood, but just a spiritual creature. Everyone doesn't think they are wrong. Chapter 413, Commander Lu's Demise. Brother Chen, do you really want to fight against everyone? Please think twice. Long Muiyan advised. Although Chen Yi is strong, it is impossible for him to compete with so many people. Everyone looked at him. It turned out that the mysterious man and Long Muiyan knew each other. His last name is Chen? Chen Mou replied indifferently, I have my word. Long Muiyan pondered for a while, gritted his teeth and said, okay, in order to repay your guidance, I will withdraw and no longer participate in the competition for the strange fire. Haoxun, you should withdraw too. Long Muiyan said to Long Haoxun. Sister, okay. Long Haoxun looked at the strange fire unwillingly, and finally nodded. The 2 black dragons retreated a distance, indicating that they would withdraw from the competition. In addition to the 2 siblings, there are 5 devourers in Jinglong domain, and they are very hesitant when they see this. I will withdraw too. After thinking for a while, the 5 devourers also retreated. Unlike other sects, Jinglong domain is relatively more united and has always advanced and retreated together. The disciples of each sect come from all over the world and have different interests. However, Jinglong domain is maintained by a blood relationship, more like a big family. Long Muayan is the leader of this generation. This. Everyone from each sect was stunned when they saw Jinglong domain's actions. Bai Yi's eyes flashed. Fairy Muayan, you said you wanted to withdraw, but you didn't leave directly. Could it be that you want to sit aside and reap the benefits? Everyone became alert. What Bai Yi said made sense. The battle for the strange fire is not something you can join or quit as you wish. Is it not okay to see? Okay, I will swear here. I, Long Muayan, will withdraw from the fight for the strange fire. If I violate this oath, my cultivation will not make any progress. The cold words came out of Long Muayan's mouth. Really swore? Everyone was stunned. They thought that Long Muayan was going to use a trick to get away first and secretly plot at the critical moment. Even if Long Muayan retreated, they would not be able to rest assured and let her leave. But Long Muayan swore an oath. That was different. A high-level Zhuan person, who is in touch with the heaven and earth, cannot swear an oath at will. If he abides by the oath, there will be no impact. Once he violates it, he will be punished by the heaven and earth immediately. In this case, then please. Bayer did not continue to hold on. One less person competing means one less person to divide the strange fire and the palace. Everyone is looking forward to it. The withdrawal of Jinglong domain has no impact on the overall situation, and the power of each sect is still huge. Long Muayan's choice surprised Chen Mou. He bowed to Long Muayan, then looked at everyone. Who else wants to withdraw? Everyone looked at each other, and no one answered. Commander Lu sneered, you must be crazy. Who do you think you are? Why should we withdraw? It's you again. Chen Mou flicked his sleeves, and the power broke through the air and directly blew Commander Lu away. Crack! One bone after another was broken, and Commander Lu vomited blood and fell to the ground. Xiao Xing's face darkened. Everyone, don't hold back anymore. Attack together, kill in, and seize the strange fire and the palace. He was the first to burst out. The power of the galaxy was blazing, and strands of starlight descended from the sky, covering Xiao Xing's body, making him look like an immortal king. Xiao Xing crashed into the field, trying his best to resist the repulsion. Okay, attack together. Everyone knew that the strange fire was protected by the palace, and their method of capturing it with divine power in the outside world would not work. They had to kill it in person. The laws roared, the spiritual energy roared and boiled, and dozens of devourers showed their power at the same time, shaking the world. One after another, the laws permeated, trying their best to resist and suppress the repulsion field, so that it could no longer take effect. Wow, they rushed in. The strange fire was a little flustered. Don't panic, you control the palace to fight back. Chen Mou said. The strange fire responded and controlled the palace to attack. The Grey Palace was very magical, emitting strands of holy light, sweeping across everyone. Mountain and River Tower. Xiao Xing summoned a blue-gray ancient tower from the space in his body. The mountain and river tower swelled in the wind, and its size increased instantly. Mountains, rivers, forests, and wastelands rose and fell around it. The vast power came out of the mountain and river tower and collided with the Grey Palace. Bai Yi took out a golden longbow, bent his bow and shot an arrow, and the divine power from all directions gathered, all converging on this arrow. An arrow shocked the sky, and an arrow with the power of space pierced through the barrier of the Grey Palace and rushed to the front of the strange fire. Chen Mou pointed out with one finger, and the arrow formed by the gathering of divine power instantly collapsed. Feng Mo and Yu Huiming also took action, each taking out their strongest magic weapon to fight against the Grey Palace. When it came to the decisive battle, everyone did not hold back, and took out their most powerful means to work together to surround and kill the strange fire and Chen Mou. At this time, Chen Mou transferred his power to the Grey Palace. After obtaining the permission of the strange fire, Chen Mou had control over part of the palace. Chen Mou's power was much stronger than the strange fire. Under his leadership, the power of the palace suddenly increased. With one hand, he suppressed all the opponents. Everyone looked grim. They took out their best tricks and their strength increased greatly, but the power of the Grey Palace increased even more. This move was something they didn't expect. Don't panic, the Grey Palace is strong, but it is not invincible. If you want to exert its power, you must need a lot of divine power. He can't hold on for too long and will be drained by the palace. One person shouted. Commander Lu repaired his injuries again and joined the large army. He was simply an indestructible cockroach. He looked sinister and said nothing. Seeing Chen Mou standing on the opposite side of everyone, he expected that the other party would die without a complete corpse. However, Commander Lu did not dare to say anything. He just joined the crowd silently and used the secret method to bombard the palace. He was blown away twice because he talked too much. Don't cry until you see the coffin. It seems that if you don't kill a few people to establish your prestige, these people will not be afraid. Chen Mou smiled coldly and controlled the palace to attack. A divine light came from the palace and rushed straight to Commander Lu. Commander Lu's face suddenly changed, and his hair stood on end. This divine light made him feel extremely terrified, as if he was facing death itself. His mind was working at the maximum speed, and his body's potential exploded, reaching the peak of his life. Commander Lu used his extreme reaction to shuttle through space and finally avoided the attack of the divine light. I thought you could help me at will. You succeeded the first 2 times, but that was a moment of carelessness. Commander Lu had just felt that he had survived a disaster, and 3 divine lights came at the same time. No. This time, he failed to dodge, and the entire space was destroyed by the explosion of the divine light, like a sieve. Commander Lu's figure had disappeared. It was reduced to ashes. Commander Lu came excitedly, but before he could play a role, he was killed. All this happened in just a dozen seconds. Everyone was shocked, and the offensive suddenly weakened a bit. Commander Lu was seriously injured twice, but they didn't feel much. But he fell. Then there would be no chance of resurrection. Chapter 414. Breaking the Sky. Commander Lu fell, and was killed without any resistance. Xiao Xing's wanted to defend him, but he was a step too slow and failed to stop him. Everyone paused for a moment, but they were still not scared. After a little adjustment, the offensive became more violent. Don't be afraid, I'll hit you until it hurts. Chen Mou controlled the Great Palace and continued to attack. The target this time was Xiao Xing's. Wisps of divine light flew out, the sound of bombing continued, the space exploded violently, and cracks spread. Even if Xiao Xing's was protected by the mountain and river tower, it was difficult to resist. Cracks appeared on the tower body, and there were signs that it could not hold up. Everyone took action, and divine power burst out to share the pressure for Xiao Xing's. Now they have formed an offensive and defensive alliance. If Xiao Xing's loses, their fate will not be too good. Everyone worked together to support a defensive light curtain to resist the bombing of the palace. Chen Mou's blood and ki are immeasurable, and his divine power is endless. He continued to attack, and his offensive never stopped. Click. The defensive light curtain was cracked, the mountain and river tower was attacked, the cracks increased, and finally exploded directly. Xiao Xing's was furious. The mountain and river tower was a treasure prepared by the family for him. Many rare materials were used, and he engraved the laws day and night to have the current power. Now it has not yet played a role, and it was directly shattered. The divine light continued to sweep, and each one carried a destructive aura. Xiao Xing's gathered star power and fought hard. His strength was much stronger than that of Commander Lu, and he had the help of many people, so he was not beaten to ashes like Commander Lu in a single encounter. But the situation was also very grim, and the wounds on his body continued to increase. He really wants to kill me. Xiao Xing's had this thought in his mind, and he felt a little flustered. From childhood to adulthood, he had never been so aggrieved. Born in the Xiao family, as the eldest son of this generation, Xiao Xing's status was noble. Xiao Xing's talent was also rare in the world. His peers could only be crushed by him, and the idea of killing him was unthinkable. However, today, there was a madman who broke his invincible myth with his tyrannical strength. He had no scruples about the Xiao family and wanted to kill them directly. Another beam of light came, and Xiao Xing's was more seriously injured. Retreat. Xiao Xing's had this thought. This man was invincible, and he was a madman who acted without scruples. Xiao Xing's didn't care about the eyes and opinions of others, and moved his body and retreated directly. It's too late to leave. I tell you not to mess with me. Chen Mou's power was stimulated, and the divine light of the Great Palace surged tenfold, chasing after him. A series of explosions submerged Xiao Xing's. Everyone felt extremely terrified. The aftermath of the explosion dissipated, leaving only some dry bones and debris in the field. Xiao Xing's fell. It's broken. A person was lost and muttered to himself. How dare this person really kill Xiao Xing's? He could already imagine the scene of the Xiao family's anger. By then, I'm afraid the sky will collapse and the earth will crack. The Xiao family is not weaker than the Xiaoxin Academy. Not many forces could withstand the anger of this family. This madman, killing Xiao Xings, offended both the Xiaoxin Academy and the Xiao family. Shocked eyes looked at Chen Mou, as if looking at a dead person. Long Muayan smiled bitterly and whispered to himself, "Who are you? You are too reckless." Seeing that the devourers of the Haiyan Jue sect have joined the battlefield to target Chen Mou, Long Muayan realized that this person is not a disciple of the Haiyan Jue sect at all. Perhaps, he is Haiyan. But where did Haiyan come from? This is a mystery. In the outside world, the shock of many elders is not much weaker than that of the disciples in the secret realm. Xiao Xings, was he destroyed? The storm is about to rise. There was an uproar in the palace. The lord of the Feng mansion had a livid face and clenched his fists. Xiao Xings fell here. After returning, how should he explain to the academy and the Xiao family? To be honest, it has nothing to do with the lord of Feng mansion, but since it happened, someone has to take responsibility. The fathers of Han Xianlu and Chen Yunmonk witnessed this scene and were shocked. How dare Haiyan, this beast? Even Xiao Xings could not escape death. Compared with Han Xianlu and Chen Yunmonk, they are really nothing. Logically speaking, the competing forces such as Beihong Pavilion and Daomo sect should gloat over the misfortune. But at this moment, none of them have this thought. The matter is really too big. From now on, a storm will radiate from this place and sweep across the starry sky. Xiao Xings is a genius that is rare in 100 years, 1,000 years, or even 10,000 years. He shoulders the hope of this generation of the Xiao family. His beheading undoubtedly shook the inheritance and foundation of the Xiao family. Xiaoxin Academy will not sit idly by. Ling Qingjun, who is always calm, was also slightly moved. This person is really unscrupulous and his strength is even higher. It's a pity that unless he is really a disciple of the holy sect, no one can protect him. In the secret realm, Bai Yi pointed his hand directly at Chen Mou, with an incredible look on his face. "You actually killed Xiao Xings. Don't you fear the majesty of the Xiao family?" "I don't know what fear is, I only know 4 words, that is, the joy of revenge." Chen Mou responded indifferently and continued to control the Grey Palace. The divine light came, which scared Bai Yi. This guy really knows how to kill. "Brother, calm down. I will withdraw from the fight for the strange fire." Bai Yi immediately retreated violently and sneaked into the space at an extreme speed. "Everyone. You usually look arrogant, but I didn't expect you to be so scared so quickly. Perhaps, this is called self-preservation." Long Muayan did not participate, Xiao Xings was killed, and Bai Yi was scared away. The 3 geniuses withdrew. Everyone felt that the situation was over. I'm quitting too. Goodbye. I remembered that I have something else to do. I'll go take care of it first. One by one, the powerful devourers began to retreat. Feng Mo and Yu Huiming sighed and also traveled through space to leave. Everyone retreated, and the 2 of them were powerless to save the situation. "You run really fast, you know what's good for you, otherwise I would have killed you all." Chen Mou took back the palace. "Boss is powerful, boss is invincible." Yi Ho praised. Xiao Xings was killed, which really made Yi Ho feel relieved. This dog thing chased it for a long time, and chased it away again and again, and it was miserable. But Xiao Xings was still too rubbish in front of the boss. The boss made a move and blew it up in minutes. Everyone scattered, fearing that Chen Mou would chase him. After escaping a very long distance, it stopped. It's really a breakthrough. This person is dead. Even if he gets the strange fire in the palace, it will be useless. He will definitely be killed by the Xiao family. This person is simply a devil. Even if Xiao Xings is seriously injured, there will not be much trouble, but killing him directly is not okay. There are some bottom lines that cannot be crossed. Everyone dispersed and the news was quickly spread. Many students and disciples who did not participate in the suppression of the strange fire heard the news and could not help but stare in disbelief. At this time, Chen Mou had come to the interior of the Grey Palace with a strange fire. Chapter 415, Reward, Must Kill Haiyan. The interior of the Grey Palace was very mysterious, with an inexplicable and magnificent power. Chen Mou looked around and was shocked. Is this palace really a thing of the gods? Its power is probably comparable to that of the ancient god lighthouse. Because it is fighting at home, the Grey Palace can draw the power of the nearby heaven and earth, and its power is much stronger than that of the ancient god lighthouse. Chen Mou could see that this Great Palace was closely connected to the secret realm. If the Great Palace is a treasure of the gods, then is this secret realm the residence of the gods? There really are gods in the territory of the Haiyan dynasty. Perhaps, to be more precise, there were gods in the past. However, it is not clear which god it is. Is it the ancestor of the Ling family? Or is it an ancient god who left behind the secret realm? Chen Mou kept moving in the palace, and the strange fire followed him, jumping and skipping. By the way, I will teach you a spell first. Chen Mou pointed out with one finger, and a flood of information was transmitted to the inside of the strange fire. The strange fire quickly calmed down and concentrated, receiving and learning. The information flow condensed into a spell, with 4 characters written on it: Burning Heavenly Lord Flame. Ah, it looks so powerful. Yehuo was very excited. Since its birth, it has been practicing ignorantly, absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to strengthen itself. However, it has no system and its practice efficiency is very low. Now that it has obtained the spell, it can feel the mystery after a rough look. This spell is bred by heaven and earth. I captured the Dao patterns of heaven and earth and sorted them out. After practicing successfully, it can burn the sky and destroy the world, with infinite destructive power. However, you must learn to restrain yourself and not abuse your power. Chen Mou explained lightly, you and I are predestined. Today I will teach you the spell, and you will be my disciple in the future. Yes, master. Yehuo was very happy. He got the advantage again and could become the disciple of the boss. But, I don't know what rank he is? Come on, let me tell you the mystery of the path of cultivation. Chen Mou was also excited and began to explain his practice experience. Yehuo heard the flames around him shaking repeatedly, as if nodding. Not long after he finished speaking, the whole secret realm was shaking. What's going on? Before Chen Mou could react, he felt an infinite force acting on him, throwing him directly into space. Master, where did you go? Yehuo was puzzled. How could Chen Mou disappear while he was talking? It moved quickly, searching inside the palace, but there was no trace of Chen Mou. Master ran away? But does he not want this palace anymore? Yehuo had a big doubt in his little heart. The time has come out. Outside, the elders stood up from the chairs in the palace. Many disciples, no matter where they were in the secret realm, were thrown out by the huge force and appeared in the starry sky. Where is Haiyan? One after another, the divine consciousness swept over, interweaving into a net of heaven and earth, and every elder paid close attention to Haiyan. The Lord of Feng Mansion even showed murderous intent in his eyes, and a terrifying aura enveloped the world. The fathers of Han Xianlu and Chan Yunmonk also looked around with hatred, wanting to find Haiyan and eat him alive. All disciples, gather according to the sect and accept the investigation. The leaders of the 5 major forces discussed and issued an order. Unfortunately, no matter how they searched, they could not find any trace of Haiyan. It stands to reason that when the time comes, every disciple will be repelled by the power of the secret realm and sent back the same way. Why didn't we see the existence of Haiyan? Could it be that it is really a creature of the secret realm, so it was not sent out? Master Feng thought. At this time, the students also understood the cause and effect. It turned out that the person who killed Xiao Xing's was Haiyan. Some people who had been robbed by Haiyan felt a chill on their necks, and they had walked through the gates of hell without realizing it. Even Xiao Xing's was beaten by the other party, so what did they count for? Fortunately, Haiyan only takes treasures and does not kill people. On the other side of the starry sky, Chen Mou was swept away by the force and appeared in the starry sky. The position where he entered the secret realm was different from that of everyone else, so the position where he was thrown out was naturally different. What happened? I'm back to where I was? I haven't taken the palace yet. Chen Mou was so angry that he almost died. He tried to shuttle through the barrier of the secret realm and wanted to re-enter the secret realm. But this time the barrier seemed to be firmly reinforced, and no matter what means he used, he couldn't get through. Not a single particle could get in. This treasure is not meant for me. Chen Mou hurriedly looked at the secret realm in his body. Fortunately, the various spiritual medicines he had obtained in the secret realm for many days were still there. With the help of these spiritual medicines, it would not be a problem to attack the middle or even high level of the devourer. Killing Han Xianlu, Monk Chanai and Xiao Xing's in the secret realm is probably a bit too much. I don't know if Commander Lu has any background. Will the royal family investigate? As for Wang Cheng, it's nothing. He is at most an ordinary disciple in the sect. Chen Mou had a headache. All of a sudden, he offended a lot of forces. It can be imagined that the storm will be very intense. The forces behind these people will not give up. Especially Xiao Xing's, who has a huge background. Chen Mou had inquired about it. The Xiao family is an ancient family of the Haiyan dynasty, with complex relationships and deep roots. The ancestor of the Xiao family was the general of the Haiyan dynasty, and his cultivation was unparalleled. I am kind to others and don't want to cause more killings, but these people have stepped on my head, so I have to kill them. Chen Mou was thinking about whether to return to Xiaoxin Academy now. Although he changed his appearance and aura, he might not be found out. It's dark under the lamp. The most dangerous place is the safest place. You can believe part of these two sentences, but if you believe them all, you are a fool. With Chen Mou's current means, it is still possible to escape from the hands of the beginner. However, if he is surrounded by many masters, it will also be dangerous. In the end, Chen Mou did not return to Xiaoxin Academy, but changed into another appearance and inquired about the situation in the surrounding galaxies. The atmosphere in the starry sky is very tense now. The Xiao family has announced that Haiyan must be killed. If anyone can provide accurate clues about Haiyan, the highest reward will be 1,000 planet essence pills. If Haiyan is captured and brought to the Xiao family, he will be directly rewarded with 5-star systems with abundant spiritual energy and become the master of the star system. Just for providing clues, 1,000 planet essence pills are rewarded. This reward is too amazing. I can't earn so much in my lifetime. Someone in the tea house was amazed. What kind of person is Haiyan? He dared to kill the eldest son of the Xiao family. I don't think anyone in heaven or on earth can save him. Wait, the ancestor of the Xiao family is still in seclusion. When he comes out of seclusion, I'm afraid the sky will collapse and the universe will shake. All kinds of news spread within the territory of the Haiyan dynasty, and people were talking about it. The name Haiyan resounded through the starry sky. Chapter 416? Royal Gathering. The news spread throughout the territory of the Haiyan dynasty. Wherever there were mysterious people, they had heard of Haiyan. Xiaoxin Academy and the Xiao family took joint action, targeting Haiyan. Among them, the Xiao family's reaction was the most intense. The territory of the Haiyan dynasty was boundless, and there were countless sects. People in each sect, star, and domain discussed this matter. Even many independent cultivators showed great concern. Xiao Xing's was killed. One of the 5 geniuses is gone. The impact is far-reaching. It can't be reflected at this stage, but in 100 years, or even several hundred years, when Long Mu Ian and others grow up, the gap will be reflected. That's right. The 5 major forces are in a competitive relationship. Only Xiaoxin Academy suffered a blow, and the other 4 forces were completely fine, breaking the balance. Originally, the Xiao family in Xiaoxin Academy wanted to use Xiao Xing's as a medium to strengthen the cooperation between the 2 forces. Now that Xiao Xing's is dead, the alliance of these 2 major forces is probably going to fail. This matter is not that simple. It is said that Haiyan killed him. Who knows where Haiyan came from? Behind this, there must be the shadow of the 4 major forces. Hush, be careful. The competition between the high-level officials is not something we can get involved in. Let's not discuss it anymore. Chen Mou landed on a planet and walked around. He saw a group of miracle masters and law scholars pointing out the situation. It turns out that I am the black hand sent by the 4 major forces. Chen Mou almost believed it himself. However, Chen Mou also felt that the situation was indeed not optimistic. Killing Xiao Xing's directly shook the foundation of Xiaoxin Academy and the Xiao family. This hatred is definitely deep enough. I can't go back to Xiaoxin Academy. If I am discovered, I will find it difficult to escape from the net. Chen Mou decided to leave and go to the remote areas of the starry sky. After a period of rushing, Chen Mou escaped far away and ran a very long distance. During this period, Chen Mou was not blocked. The starry sky is so big, that is, it is free to go anywhere. There are roads in all directions, up and down, left and right. No matter how powerful the Xiao family is, it is impossible to send people to intercept every route without clues. When rushing, Chen Mou did not choose any destination, and he went wherever he went. During this period, Chen Mou successfully broke through to the middle stage of the Devourer in a desolate galaxy with no life. Inside the palace of the Haiyan dynasty. A palace hangs in the sky, surrounded by thousands of rays of light, magnificent. In the palace, 3 people sat around a dining table, waiting for dinner. There were many graceful women coming, holding jade plates, and serving delicacies from the mountains and the sea, and exotic fruits. Each dish exuded an alluring luster and a fragrant aroma. The dishes of Jiangxing tea house were rare in the world, but there was still a big gap compared to this table of delicacies. There were 3 people in the field, 1 man and 2 women. One of them was Ling Qingchen. She rested her left hand on the table, holding her chin, looking at the delicacies on the table, but she did not show much interest, but was a little absent-minded. The beauty was sitting quietly, showing her supreme grace, and her stunning appearance made many palace maids feel ashamed. The woman next to her was not inferior to Ling Qingchen in appearance. She had fair skin, a slender and graceful figure, and a dreamy temperament. She did not look like a human being, but more like a fairy in the palace of heaven. The woman glanced at Ling Qingchen and said, "Qingchen, what are you thinking about?" Ling Qingchen came back to his senses and said, I'm not thinking about anything." This woman was Ling Qingchen's aunt, the teacher of Xiaoxin Academy, named Ling Shuangyu. Ling Shuangyu's aura was more condensed than when she was preaching at Xiaoxin Academy. She had broken through to the realm of a comprehender. She shook her head and said, "I see that you seem to be a little distracted these days." The last man was tall and handsome. There was a vision of the sun, moon and stars in his eyes, and his aura was deep and boundless. He was the peak of power in the Haiyan dynasty, the Emperor Haiyan. Emperor Haiyan called out, "Come, come, the dishes are all served. We haven't eaten together for a long time. Let's eat while they are hot." Ling Shuangyu rolled her eyes at him. "Brother, why are you so busy eating that you don't even take care of your daughter?" Emperor Haiyan coughed, "Qingchen, the seal of your eye of nirvana has been reinforced. Is there anything unusual recently?" "Father, no." Ling Qingchen responded. "That's good." Emperor Haiyan said. Ling Shuangyu held her forehead in silence, impressed by Emperor Haiyan's logical thinking. Ling Qingchen must be worried. What does it have to do with the Eye of Nirvana? Under the leadership of Emperor Haiyan, the 3 of them picked up the dishes and started eating. The quality of the palace dishes was indeed very high, and this time they were carefully prepared, with the best of the best selected. The environment in the hall was quiet and peaceful, isolating the sounds from the outside world. After serving the dishes, the palace maids retreated, not daring to disturb the 3 people's gathering. This Haiyan meeting was really unexpected. Xiao Xing's was killed. It caused quite a stir. Emperor Haiyan said. The 3 of them couldn't just eat when they got together. They had to talk about the latest news. The Haiyan meeting was the hottest topic recently. The battle of geniuses has always been a topic that everyone talked about. Especially the killing of Xiao Xing's pushed this topic to the top. Ling Shuangyu said, "I didn't expect Xiao Xing's to be killed. His talent is really rare in the world. Even if he lost in the battle, he should have been able to escape with his life." Ling Shuangyu was a little confused. Could his opponent really be that powerful? Emperor Haiyan said, "This man has an extraordinary family background and talent. He practices diligently and has always pursued Qingchen. I am a little moved. I also wanted to ask Qingchen if he had any intention of recruiting him as a son-in-law. Unexpectedly, the world is unpredictable and fate is hard to predict." Ling Qingchen shook his head. "Father, don't talk nonsense. I have no interest in him at all." Ling Shuangyu also echoed, "That's right. Xiao Xing has always had a high opinion of himself and is too arrogant. He follows the way of tyranny rather than the kingly way. How can he be worthy of our Qingchen? What's more, although his talent for cultivation is high, it is not as good as Qingchen. As a teacher at Xiaoxin Academy, Ling Shuangyu has a certain understanding of Xiao Xing's." Emperor Haiyan laughed in silence. "If we really talk about talent, who among the younger generation of the Haiyan dynasty can compare to Qingchen? I'm afraid even Long Mu Ian can't do it. Qingchen is not young anymore. Can he stay single forever?" "Well, this is also a problem," Ling Shuangyu pondered, "but being single is not a bad thing. Just like me, I live a good life, very cool. Don't teach Qingchen bad things." Emperor Haiyan looked at her helplessly. Ling Qingchen glanced at the 2 of them and suddenly said, "I have someone I like." Chapter 417. He is Haiyan. What? Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuangyu couldn't believe their ears. Ling Qingchen's sudden announcement that he had a crush on someone caught them off guard. "Qingchen, you're not kidding, are you? Who is he?" Ling Shuangyu asked impatiently. "Chen Mou." Ling Qingshan spat out two words. Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuogai looked at each other. I don't know him. Who is this? He's not famous. It seems that his talent is not outstanding, and his strength is also average. Could it be that this person is our love expert who deceived Ling Qingshan with all kinds of sweet words? Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuogai were both alert. After all, Ling Qingshan was inexperienced and might still be deceived. Emperor Haiyan coughed and slowly said, How strong is this Chen Mou? Ling Qingshan said, He should be pretty good, although a little worse than me. Emperor Haiyan felt that he had been told a piece of nonsense. Among the younger generation, who can beat you? Even if Xiao Xings and Long Muayin come, they are still not your opponents. However, Emperor Haiyan confirmed his judgment that this person's strength should be average. It turns out that he is just a person of flowery words and no real talent. It seems that as a father, I must wake up Ling Qingshan. Ling Shuogai laughed and also asked, Qingshan, why haven't I heard that you have a lover before? When did you meet? How long have you been together? Ling Qingshan answered honestly, I have known each other for a month, but we are not together yet, and I haven't confessed my feelings to him yet. Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuogai took a breath of cold air. He actually let a high and mighty princess chase him? Or rather, it's not chasing, Ling Qingshan is still in the stage of secret love. Who is this person? Emperor Haiyan felt that he was not good at all. Was it because I didn't teach my daughter well, so Ling Qingshan had never seen the world and was deceived? But it shouldn't be. Emperor Haiyan weighed his words carefully. Qingshan, you must be cautious about emotional matters. He did not dare to object directly, fearing that it would arouse Ling Qingshan's rebellious psychology. Royal brother is right, Ling Shuogai also agreed repeatedly. Qingshan, you have only known each other for a month, do you know him well? Emotions are impulsive, but marriage is rational and realistic, so you must be very careful. Ling Qingshan said, I think Chen Mou is very good. He has a great spirit and profound knowledge. He said that the universe is infinite and human power is limited, but using the finite to explore the infinite is the meaning of our existence. Exploring the infinite with the finite, the knowledge is not bad. Emperor Haiyan thought carefully. Why did he feel that Ling Qingshan had a little admiration for Chen Mou? Could it be that love makes people blind? The knowledge is okay, but it's nothing. It's easy to know but difficult to do. Everyone can talk about the truth, but it's always difficult to put it into practice. Emperor Haiyan couldn't help but say something bad about Chen Mou. However, only Ling Qingshan thought it was a bad word at the scene. Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuogai both thought it was an objective comment. Ling Qingshan continued, Of course, I'm not that easy to fool. Then, he happened to prove himself with something. What was it? Ling Shuogai asked at the right time, like a perfect supporting actor. He asked to see my left eye, and it was 100% of his power, but... Ling Qingshan smiled slightly. Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuogai were shocked when they heard this. Ling Qingshan didn't finish his words, but the result was obvious. Chen Mou was fine. How is it possible? Emperor Haiyan was a little bit unacceptable. However, the facts were in front of him, so Ling Qingshan would not deceive them. This person's heart is so strong that it is unimaginable. Ling Shuogai said, even if his strength is a little worse, he will definitely rise in the future. By the way, you once announced that if anyone can look directly into your left eye, you will marry him. This person took the initiative to ask to see your left eye. Could it be? Ling Shuogai suddenly became a little curious about Chen Mou. Ling Qingshan shook his head. No, he doesn't seem to know about this. He wants to see my left eye more because of curiosity. Is there such a situation? Ling Shuogai was speechless. Emperor Haiyan smiled. I really want to meet this person. In his eyes, the lore runes were jumping, and the galaxy was spinning and disintegrating in the middle, changing unpredictably. This person was once a disciple of his Haiyan Academy. Emperor Haiyan caught a glimpse of the secret and immediately locked Chen Mou's identity. Ling Qingshan was not surprised by his father's power and nodded slightly. In fact, if you just send someone to inquire about this matter, you can get the information immediately. Therefore, it belongs to the kind of secret that is easier to spy on. Emperor Haiyan deduced it easily. He has been promoted to the realm of the Devourer. Emperor Haiyan waved his sleeves, and a picture appeared in the void. In the starry sky, the robbery light was violent, and Chen Mou rushed up to the sky and killed the palace formed by the lightning. He gathered the power of heaven, broke through the realm, and condensed into a storm body at the same time, A particle of mystery. The images projected by Emperor Haiyan were very unstable. Often, after one image, it would immediately jump to another. Especially when the Thunder Palace first appeared, there was a feeling of suppressing the heaven and earth and surpassing everything, which almost caused the image to collapse. Emperor Haiyan spent a lot of effort to stabilize the image. Beads of sweat oozed from his forehead. Who is this Chen Mou? When I was deducing him, I felt a lot of pressure and consumed a lot of energy. Chen Mou broke through to the Devourer, which was something Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuogayu had not expected at the beginning. In the image, Chen Mou moved and the sky collapsed. All kinds of heavenly tribulations were destroyed by him and turned into nutrients. His momentum rushed to the sky and was unstoppable. Ling Qingchen looked at the image of Chen Mou condensing the body of the storm, and was suddenly stunned. Father, please hold on a little longer and try to deduce it further. I'll try my best. I don't know if I can still hold on. Emperor Haiyan, as the top figure of the Haiyan dynasty, can kill thousands of enemies in a snap of a finger. Now, just deducing one person actually consumed a lot of energy for him. On the one hand, the secrets of heaven are hard to predict, and deduction is laborious. On the other hand, Chen Mou is too mysterious, and the trajectory of his destiny is often distorted. In Chen Mou, Emperor Haiyan saw a huge fortune. This kind of fortune is enough to reverse the world and rebuild the world. It is said that when the time comes, the world will work together, and when the fortune is gone, the hero is not free. A hero must also follow the trend of the times to make a difference. But Chen Mou is not like that. With the power of one person, he is enough to influence the general trend of heaven and earth. Emperor Haiyan continued to deduce, and the picture continued to appear. After Chen Mou broke through, he moved forward quickly in the starry sky. Suddenly, Chen Mou paused, and after some attempts, his body turned into countless particles, shuttled through the barriers, and came to a secret realm. Haiyan secret realm, body turned into particles, he is Haiyan. Ling Qingchen's face changed. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 418 Neutron Star, The Fate of the Universe. Chen Mou, who was far away at the edge of the starry sky, suddenly felt a palpitation. Who is spying on me? Chen Mou flicked his sleeves, and the order and fluctuations around him changed. In the Imperial Palace, the picture condensed by Emperor Haiyan shattered with a bang. I can't deduce it anymore. Emperor Haiyan rubbed his forehead, with a bit of fatigue on his face. The secrets of heaven are hard to predict. Things that happen in public are the easiest to deduce, while things that few people witness are very difficult to deduce. At the same time, the higher the realm, the more difficult it is to deduce. It is not so easy to deduce an ordinary person without cultivation, let alone deduce Chen Mou. You said that this person is Haiyan, what's the matter? Emperor Haiyan couldn't help asking. The rumors about Haiyan have been making a lot of noise recently, and Emperor Haiyan has heard about it. But he didn't go to watch the Haiyan Club, so he didn't know much about Haiyan. I didn't expect it to be him. Ling Qingchen said, I hope you can keep the things I'm going to say secret. Emperor Haiyan and Ling Shuogayu both nodded and agreed. Ling Qingchen said, Haiyan is a strong man who appeared out of nowhere in the Haiyan Club. No one knows where he came from. In its first attack, it defeated Long Haoxuan with a crushing advantage, attracting the attention of many elders. On the one hand, it is because of its strength, and on the other hand, it is because of its characteristics. Haiyan's whole body can be transformed into storm particles. Single-point killing seems to be useless to it. It must be completely covered by range attacks to be effective. This kind of strange characteristic has never been seen by everyone. You should also know what happened later. Haiyan killed Han Xianlu, Monk Chanai, Xiao Xings and others one after another, and was almost unstoppable. Emperor Haiyan said, so that's it. They both turned into particles, were in the realm of the Devourer, and appeared in the Haiyan secret realm. So you think Chen Mou is Haiyan? As he said this, Emperor Haiyan himself was a little confused. Isn't Chen Mou's strength quite low? How come he beat Xiao Xings? This is too fierce, not in line with his imagination. Ling Qingchen said, that's it, father, Chen Mou has offended the Xiao family, the situation is not optimistic. Do you think you can take action to save him? Upon hearing this, Emperor Haiyan fell into thought. The emperor's instinct appeared in him, and he began to calculate the gains and losses. Finally, Emperor Haiyan shook his head. I can only promise not to reveal Chen Mou's identity. What happens in the future depends on his luck. It is impossible to save him. Why? Ling Qingzhen's face suddenly showed displeasure. Ling Shuogai also said, since Chen Mou is extremely talented and is someone Qingzhen likes, why not pull him onto the chariot of our Haiyan royal family? The Haiyan emperor said in a deep voice, you must know the reason, don't pretend not to understand. Old General Xiao has fought for our dynasty for many years and made great contributions. If I forcibly suppress this matter, what will the outside world think? Ling Qingzhen snorted, although the Xiao family has made many contributions, they have also enjoyed a lot of benefits and glory over the years, and they have also done a lot of evil. The Haiyan emperor's expression remained unchanged. One thing is one thing, how can we confuse them? The power within the dynasty requires a balance. In that case, my daughter will handle it yourself. Ling Qingzhen stood up, bowed, and left. Qingzhen seems angry. Ling Shuogai looked at Ling Qingzhen's departing back. Royal brother, this matter does not necessarily require you to come forward. Can't you use some means in secret to protect Chen Mou? The face of the Haiyan emperor was cold and hard. Let this child go. Although I want to find a husband for Qingzhen, our royal family must be the leader. Chen Mou is not a simple person. Judging from Qingzhen's attitude towards him, it is not certain who will listen to whom at that time. In the starry sky, Chen Mou continued to move forward. Is the feeling of being spied on before real or an illusion? Chen Mou used the secret technique of space to travel quickly and finally passed through the territory of the Haiyan dynasty. The Haiyan dynasty is indeed a powerful civilization. Even if it is placed in the central galaxy, it can occupy a place. Chen Mou looked back and saw that the luck of the entire dynasty was soaring into the sky, just like flowers blooming and oil boiling in a raging fire, showing a thriving trend. Unfortunately, Chen Mou could no longer survive in the Haiyan dynasty and had to leave. I was going to help Qingzhen find a way to control the Eye of Nirvana, but unfortunately, I couldn't come up with a good idea for the time being. Forget it, I'll come back later. After leaving the territory of the Haiyan dynasty, the breath of living creatures gradually disappeared, and all I could see was a desolate silence. In fact, most areas of the universe are very harsh and not suitable for living creatures to survive. The territory of the Haiyan dynasty has become habitable after years of transformation. Chen Mou walked aimlessly, and the areas he passed through were not bright, dark and cold. Hey, such a strong magnetic field, there is a neutron star here. The brightness between the stars gradually increased, and a neutron star used its residual heat to illuminate the surrounding area. Neutron stars are the densest celestial bodies except black holes. They are planets formed when stars end their lifespans. At the end of a star, the heat decays and it can no longer resist the effects of its own gravity. At this time, gravitational collapse will occur, the volume will decrease, the density will increase, and a neutron star will be formed. Chen Mou moved and landed on the neutron star. The strong magnetic field tore at Chen Mou's body. In other words, Chen Mou's body was strong enough. If an ordinary creature came, it would be torn into pieces before it could get close. This is an aging and dead star. Even so, its central temperature is still extremely high. Only with the passage of time will the entire star slowly cool down. This time process is extremely long for living beings. What people think of as eternity is just a look back for the universe. Stars with infinite heat will eventually wither and die, and reach the end of their lives. Will the universe, one day, also usher in the end of life? Is heat death really the final destination of the universe? Chen Mou was thinking. There were just many questions that he couldn't find the answers to. In front of the vast universe, people are too small after all. Besides, even if you know, you can't change anything. The ancient laws of the universe are eternal and will not be transferred by human will. Its beginning and end have long been determined, and everything is moving forward according to the trajectory. How sad. Such a great existence will eventually die. I wonder if I will ever see the day when it ends? Perhaps I don't need to worry about this. I will reach the end of my life first. Chapter 419. Where is the god of war in the world? The end of the universe is not collapse and disappearance, but like an old man, losing all vitality and becoming lifeless. The existing stars will slowly dissipate their light and heat into the surrounding environment, and eventually go out. When the stars are dead, There is no way to talk about the birth of life. The entropy of the universe will increase to the highest point, and everything will become chaotic and disordered. Only endless darkness remains. Compared to the universe, we are too small after all. Even gods are powerless to reverse anything. Chen Mou's thoughts were vague, thinking of the scenes in the future. The end of the universe seemed to have been arranged long ago. Since there is no way to turn the tide, people will not make any efforts. The gods rest and recuperate, each occupying a piece of territory and enjoying the existing honor. After all, it is still too far away from the end of the universe. But at this time, a rumor appeared. The ultimate variable is about to come. Those who get the opportunity in the era of great change will have the power to restart the universe. When the rumor first appeared, many people regarded it as a joke and rumor. What is the ultimate variable? No one can tell. The strong men in the central galaxy had seen this kind of rumor countless times in their long lives. Just when the rumors were almost quelled, the gods that had been silent for a long time revived one by one. The whole world was shocked. After Chen Mou was promoted to the realm of gods, he also had an abnormal feeling. A mysterious person can communicate with the heaven and earth. Gods are the pinnacle of the mysterious people, and their feelings are particularly strong. All the people standing in this realm believe that the opportunity is coming. However, before the opportunity really appeared in the world, Chen Mou was besieged by the gods and had no choice but to self-destruct. I am so angry that I must see the appearance of the opportunity in this life. Chen Mou was angry in his heart. Time passed, and Chen Mou hurried on the road in the galaxy. He didn't know how long and how far he had traveled. Galaxies are large and small, and are generally composed of many star systems and cosmic dust. The galaxy where the Haiyan dynasty is located is tens of thousands of light years in diameter. At the speed of light, it takes tens of thousands of years to fly from one end to the other. Such a large territory is simply beyond the control of the Haiyan dynasty. The place that the dynasty actually occupied was the core area in the center of the galaxy. Even so, Chen Mou spent a long time and shuttled through space many times before he got out of the scope of the Haiyan dynasty. The central area was rich in spiritual energy. The farther Chen Mou went, the thinner he felt the spiritual energy gradually became. As he moved forward, most areas were shrouded in darkness, with only a few dots of light. Sometimes, Chen Mou would pass through bright star areas, but he never saw any traces of life. Life is the greatest miracle in the universe, and it is too difficult for life to form naturally. The breath of life. After an unknown amount of time, Chen Mou finally encountered a planet with living creatures. With a whoosh, Chen Mou rushed into the planet, rubbing violently with the atmosphere, splashing bursts of sparks. Kingsong Mountain. This is a mountain more than 3,000 meters high, reaching into the sky. The mountain is lush and forested, with many trees and clouds and mist on the top, creating a hazy scene. 2 men and 3 women appeared on the mountain trail and climbed up with all their might. The 5 people were light-footed, agile, and very fast. Some slightly steep places were easily crossed by the 5 people. They are all disciples of Wuhan sect. Now they are rushing to the top of the mountain, first to practice Qigong, and second to strengthen their bodies. Brother Yu, do you think that the realm of martial arts moving mountains and rivers and collapsing mountains with one blow in the ancient legends really exists? A girl in green clothes asked while walking. Brother Yu laughed. Junior sister, don't always indulge in those novels. Reading novels is fine, but you have to distinguish them from reality. How is it possible to collapse a mountain with one blow? We warriors practice to strengthen our bodies and nourish our bodies. When we practice to the extreme, our speed can surpass tigers and leopards, and our strength can draw 20-stone longbow. When we reach this level, even the emperor will treat us with courtesy. Many generals have not reached this level. Brother Yu said, with a yearning look on his face. Stone is a unit of weight measurement. Fix a bow on the wall, and then hang a heavy object on the bowstring. When the bow is fully pulled, the weight of the heavy object hanging on the bowstring is the bow force of the bow. An ordinary archer can probably pull a longbow of 2 stones. Not only must it be able to pull it, but it must also shoot accurately. Senior brother Yu is much stronger, and can pull a longbow of 8 stones. This strength is already extraordinary. But there is still a huge gap from 20 stones. Longbows above 20 stones are made of extremely rare materials. It is said that General Chen Mou can pull a longbow of 30 stones, and when an arrow is shot, there is a sound of thunder and wind. The arrow hits the galloping horse, tearing the armor covering the horse's body, and the tall horse explodes directly and turns into a blood clot. Senior brother Yu plans to sign up for the army later. His strength has long surpassed many soldiers, and it is not a problem to be a small commander. While accumulating military exploits in the army, while honing and improving, strive to become a general in the future and bring glory to the family. The other three people couldn't help but smile when they heard the words of the girl in green. Martial arts can move mountains and rivers, and a single blow can collapse mountains. This kind of power is not a human power, but just a fantasy of bored people. How many stones are there? Hundreds of stones? Thousands of stones? Tens of thousands of stones? The girl in green blushed. No, it's not a novel. I read an ancient book a few days ago. It records that in ancient times, the spiritual energy was rich. There was a martial god who cultivated to the highest level and could fly into the sky and hide in the ground, and split mountains and rivers with his palm. Flying into the sky and hiding in the ground, this is too fake. How can people fly? Several people shook their heads and didn't believe it. As for splitting mountains and rivers with their palms, it is even more nonsense. Ancient books are not necessarily credible, and there are also exaggerations. Maybe the girl in green is reading a mythological ancient book. The girl in green was a little depressed. When we return to the sect, I will show you the ancient book. It is absolutely true. There are very detailed records in it. Okay, let's climb the mountain quickly. It is early morning now. There is a lot of spiritual energy from heaven and earth gathered on the top of the mountain, which helps to improve the physical fitness. Several people responded. Although they did not believe it, they did not want to hit this little junior sister too much. The speed of the group was very fast. It was not long before they reached the top of the mountain. Facing the rising sun, they began to breathe in and out. Strands of spiritual energy were attracted and absorbed into the body to strengthen the body. Ah, look, there is a martial god in the sky, and he can fly. While practicing, the girl in green suddenly exclaimed. There is no martial god on the world. Junior sister, are you in a bad mental state and have hallucinations? Senior brother Yu smiled and shook his head, looking up at the sky. Fuck, there really is a martial god. The other three people were immediately puzzled when they heard it, and they all looked up. Above the sky, Chen Mou's figure fell rapidly, passing through the atmosphere and rushing straight to the ground. Not far in front of Kingsuan Mountain, Chen Mou stopped falling and floated in the air. Clouds gathered and turned into a white dragon. Chen Mou rode the dragon away, his clothes fluttering. Chapter 420, General Shenwei. Chen Mou's speed was very fast, and he disappeared into the sky in an instant, leaving only the people on the mountain with puzzled faces. This civilization seems to be still in its initial stage and is very weak. Chen Mou's divine consciousness expanded infinitely, covering the entire planet in an instant. The spiritual energy of this planet is thin, far worse than that of Ziji Star, not to mention the core area of Haiyan dynasty. Similarly, because of the thin spiritual energy, there are no masters on the planet. Some people who are at the beginner level on Ziji Star are enough to suppress one side here, and are honored as martial ancestors. They are people who can be honored as ancestors, and the dynasty must treat them with courtesy. The planet's technological civilization is not high either. In the dynasty era, steam engines have not yet appeared, and the seeds of the Industrial Revolution have not yet been planted. In other words, the weapons of the entire planet are still very primitive. Masters who have entered the beginner level are as agile as a leopard and as strong as an elephant. They can even go deep into the palaces if they are in an empty space. These people violate the ban with force, and the emperor must be wary. Chen Mou found a place to land and moved forward. Passing by a market, many small vendors were setting up stalls to do business, selling steamed buns, rice, wine, vinegar, sauce, etc. Steamed buns, big and fragrant steamed buns, thin skin and lots of stuffing. A vendor owner shouted. The owner used the language unique to this dynasty, but the moment Chen Mou's mind covered the planet, he had directly learned all the languages, so it was not difficult to understand. Steamed buns have stuffing. Chen Mou looked at the shape of the steamed buns on the stall, and they were indeed very similar to the steamed buns on Zijixing. He thought of the records in the classics that the ancient steamed buns on Zijixing also had stuffing, and steamed buns were a name that appeared later. Steamed buns had no stuffing at first. In fact, it was just a question of name, and Chen Mou didn't dwell on it too much. If you are called a steamed bun, you are a steamed bun. Boss, give me 5 steamed buns. Chen Mou said. Okay, sir. Seeing the business coming, The steamed bun stall owner quickly grabbed 5 steamed buns and put them into a paper bag. Chen Mou took a steamed bun and took a bite. It tasted fresh and tender, and had a rich aroma. He reached out and touched his pocket, only to find that the matter was not simple, and he could not help but frown. Oh no, I don't have the currency of this place. Seeing Chen Mou's appearance, the owner of the steamed bun stall was also uneasy, and he knew that something was wrong. After a change of expression, he waved his hand and said with a smile, "Did the guest forget to bring silver? In this case, forget it." The owner of the steamed bun stall did this not out of kindness. It was because he noticed Chen Mou's clothes. He was wearing strange clothes. But it was obvious that he was bright and beautiful, which was completely different from what they, the common people, wore. The owner of the steamed bun stall directly judged Chen Mou as a child of an official family, and he came here to eat for free. This kind of thing has happened in the past. If he dared to be persistent and insisted on asking for money, he would be beaten. "I'll pay the bill with this." Chen Mou took out a dark red fruit. "Take this fruit and take it several times to strengthen your body." This fruit was obtained by Chen Mou in the secret realm. It is very ordinary and its medicinal effect is not strong. But it is good in quantity. Chen Mou picked thousands of them at a time. Now he took out one. However, what is very ordinary to Chen Mou is a magical treasure on this planet. The owner of the steamed bun stall took the dark red fruit and looked at it carefully after seeing Chen Mou leave. "What is this? Can I eat it?" He gave away 5 steamed buns but got 1 fruit. At least he didn't lose too much. The dark red fruit has a light fruity fragrance. The boss wiped the surface of the fruit with his sleeve and then took a small bite. Instantly, his face changed. The flesh melted immediately after entering his stomach and turned into rolling essence. While he was invigorated, he also felt a little bloated. Closing the stall, "Go home." His face became redder and his blood was boiling, and he felt uncomfortable. At first, the owner of the steamed bun stall thought that the fruit was poisonous and was panicked. Later, he found out that this fruit must be a rare divine fruit, so he planned to take it back home and let his wife and children taste it. Continuing forward, Chen Mou also saw many restaurants and tea houses. Peddlers shuttled back and forth on the streets, and workers were constantly loading and unloading goods at the docks. It was a busy scene. Along the way, Chen Mou had many new experiences that he had never had before. The Zijixing civilization had long surpassed the stage of the feudal dynasty, and this kind of scene was rare. The world is in chaos, the world is like a tide, and all living beings are also in this tide, ups and downs. Chen Mou had a different state of mind, a different experience, and his cultivation was slightly improved. General Shen Wei, you summoned us here, what important matter do you want to discuss? In the wild, in a pavilion, several people were sitting opposite each other. On the left, there were 3 middle-aged men, all tall and extraordinary. On the right, there were 2 people. One was wearing bright silver armor, with eyes like lightning and a handsome appearance. The other person was wearing a thin blue shirt and had a pale face. He looked too thin compared to the other 4 people. He was wearing men's clothes, but you could still see the traces of a woman dressed as a man. The man in bright silver armor was General Shen Wei. He said, "I asked the 3 of you to come here on the orders of His Majesty. You 3 are all martial ancestors and have a wide range of friends. Have you heard about the latest developments on the war front between our country and the Blue Maple Kingdom?" The 3 looked at each other and shook their heads. "No, I haven't heard of it." General Shen Wei took a deep breath and said, "Since inheriting the throne, Your Majesty of the Dazhao Kingdom has been both civil and military, and has worked hard to govern the country and taken it as his responsibility to stabilize the country and ensure its security. However, the ruler of the Blue Maple Kingdom in the western border is violent and wanton. He disregards the general situation of the world and repeatedly violates our borders for his own selfish desires. Recently, he has gathered nearly 1 million elite soldiers and the army is approaching the border. He disregards the hardships and difficulties of the people and insists on his own way, which will inevitably lead to a dangerous situation in which lives will be destroyed. I am here today to implore the 3 of you to serve the country and defeat the conspiracy of the Blue Maple Kingdom in one fell swoop." After the words fell, a martial ancestor said, "We are used to being undisciplined and don't want to join the army to be disciplined. What's more, facing 1 million elite soldiers, even we can't cause much trouble." The blue-clothed woman said, "The 3 martial ancestors are all respected figures with unfathomable cultivation and unparalleled courage. Why should you belittle yourselves? It is easy to get thousands of soldiers, but it is difficult to get a good general. When marching and fighting, we must compare the strength of both sides and pay attention to morale. The three of you are all figures who can take the heads of enemy generals in the midst of thousands of troops. If you kill the enemy generals in front of everyone during the war, the morale of the enemy will inevitably be frustrated and they will surrender without a fight. After hearing this, the three still hesitated. I'll think about it. Chapter 421, The God of War appears, the glory of the ancient times. The blue-clothed woman said it lightly, but the three martial ancestors would not easily believe it. It is not so easy to take the head of an enemy general from among thousands of troops. Take General Chen Mou for example. His martial arts have reached the peak of the world and he can be called the best in the world. But he still feels a lot of pressure when facing the millions of elite soldiers of the Blue Maple Kingdom. Not to mention the three of them. The Blue Maple Kingdom is not without masters. Many famous generals are also amazing in combat power and are no weaker than the Great State Dynasty. Seeing that the three were still hesitant, the woman in blue continued, Country, without a country, how can there be a home? The army of Lanfang country is approaching, and they are ready to fight to the death. This is a crisis that our country has not seen for 1,000 years. I hope that the three seniors can take the people of the world as their responsibility and save the country from the water and fire. Of course, the three seniors have been loyal to the country, and they must be rewarded, otherwise it will chill the people with lofty ideals in the world. Your Majesty has promised that after the war is over, the Wuhan, Kuangtao, and Haiyan sects will enjoy the courtesy of the state religion. At the same time, each sect will be rewarded with 100 spirit stones, and each of the three seniors will be rewarded with an additional 50 spirit stones. Hearing this, the three of them showed a strong desire. Wuhan sect, Kuangtao sect, and Haiyan sect are the sects founded by the three martial ancestors. Enjoying the courtesy of the state religion seems empty, just a name. In fact, there are many benefits. In the dynasty, orthodoxy must be emphasized. If the name is not right, the words will not flow. With the approval of the dynasty, the legitimacy will overwhelm other sects at once. At the same time, the government will also take care of it and open the door to convenience. In addition, the sect will get 100 spiritual stones and the individual will get 50 spiritual stones, which is a real benefit. Nowadays, the spiritual energy is thin and it is difficult to practice. And the spiritual stone is a strange thing, which gathers a lot of spiritual energy and is very beneficial for practice. The martial ancestor of the Kuangtao sect laughed. I have heard that Princess Yang Zhao has strategies like the sea and is eloquent. Today, I see that it is indeed well deserved. I agree to this matter. The martial ancestors of the other two sects also nodded in agreement. Princess Yang Zhao spoke several times, first clarifying the method of targeting the enemy, and then explaining the righteousness of the family and the country. Although it is effective to pressure people with morality, it is inevitable that people will feel a little unhappy, but then Princess Yang Zhao gave an amazing reward. This is a sweet date after a stick. The three martial ancestors are all old and smart, and they will not fail to see this, but in the end they have to accept it. This is an open conspiracy and a kingly way. Master, I finally found you. Something big has happened. A handsome man came in a hurry. He was senior brother Yu from Wuhan sect. Why are you so flustered? Didn't you see that there are distinguished guests here? What's the big deal? Wuhan sect Wuzu frowned. Senior brother Yu is very talented and has always been his proud student. But this kind of mental cultivation needs to be improved slowly. He was discussing important matters with General Chen Mou, but senior brother Yu hurried over to interrupt, making him feel very embarrassed. Master, General Chen Mou. Senior brother Yu noticed the man sitting opposite him, paused, and stammered and couldn't speak. Just say it if you have something to say, no need to hesitate. Wuhan sect Wuzu said. Well, I saw the God of War today. Senior brother Yu said. Well, if you see it, you see it. What's so special about the God of War? Wuhan sect's martial ancestor said, and suddenly slapped the table, almost jumping up in shock. What? You said the God of War? Yes, he can ride the wind, and the clouds gather into a dragon, supporting him to fly away in an instant. Senior brother Yu said affirmatively. You didn't take some poisonous fruit and have hallucinations. The old ancestor of Wuhan sect looked suspicious. General Chen Mou also said, Little brother, the God of War appeared in the world. This is a world-shaking event. You can't just talk about it casually. It's true, not only me, But also junior sister King Hu and the others saw it. When we went to King Suan Mountain to practice in the morning, we saw a god of war falling from the sky and walking on the clouds. Senior brother Yu's solemn oath shocked everyone and made them believe it a little. What's more, he mentioned that several disciples of Wuhan sect witnessed this incident with their own eyes. Unless Wuhan sect collectively lied and deliberately spread rumors. But discovering the god of war would not benefit Wuhan sect, and Wuhan sect had no motive to make up a lie. Everyone initially judged that this was true, but they could not believe it completely, and they had to conduct follow-up verification. Princess Yang Zhao's eyes flashed. The god of war has appeared in the world. This matter is very important. Can you draw his portrait? General Chen Mou and the three martial ancestors looked at him in unison, which made senior brother Yu feel a great pressure. He nodded with difficulty. Although I only met him once, I was very impressed. I can try to paint. There was no paper and pen in the pavilion, so everyone moved to a studio. Senior brother Yu painted with a brush, and after spending some time, he finally drew the appearance of the god of war. The appearance of the man in the painting was not outstanding, and seemed a little ordinary. But this ordinariness revealed an indescribable temperament. Especially riding a dragon and riding the wind, his posture was chic, just like a fairy. Is there really someone in the world who can ride the wind? The three martial ancestors were all shocked and envious. Although they were running fast, they were still using the ground to move forward, which was not as elegant as Feng Su's flying. You said this person rode a dragon away. How fast was he? General Chen Mou paid attention to detail. It's hard to estimate. It can only be said to be extremely fast, and he disappeared at the end of the sky in an instant. Senior brother Yu said respectfully. What? The god of war is so powerful. Is the rumor true? Hearing this, several people were even more in awe of the god of war's strength. In the past, the god of war did not appear and only existed in legends. It was rumored that the god of war was powerful, but it was difficult to say how powerful he was. Now we can get a glimpse of it from the speed. This extreme speed is probably more than 10 times theirs. According to this calculation, the strength of the god of war is more than 10 times higher than theirs. The tenfold difference in strength does not mean that more than 10 martial ancestors can tie with him. I am afraid that even if more than 100 martial ancestors besiege him, they will be swept away by the other side. Princess Yang Zhao took a deep breath. I have studied many ancient books and researched the history of ancient times. At that time, there were indeed people with amazing strength who could roam freely between heaven and earth. The saints fought for hegemony, causing rivers to evaporate and mountains to collapse. The demons rose up, causing the earth to tremble and the wind and clouds to change color. As a princess, she can access many classics that the world has never seen. In addition, she has been studious since childhood, knowledgeable, and her knowledge is far beyond that of ordinary people. Making rivers evaporate and the earth tremble, what kind of realm is this? Everyone murmured to themselves, yearning for it. The martial ancestor of the Haiyan sect said, Princess, since there were so many extraordinary people in the past, why are people now getting more and more backward? Not to mention collapsing mountains, being able to break a large rock is already amazing. Princess Yang Zhao said, I can't be completely sure about this matter, I only have a rough guess. The decline of martial arts is probably related to spiritual energy. The end of the law has arrived, and the concentration of spiritual energy has dropped sharply. It is no longer possible to cultivate the kind of peerless strongmen who used to shake the world. Chapter 422, The Flame of Hope is extinguished, the ancestor of the Cao family arrives. The Dharma ending era is coming. Everyone murmured to themselves, and they all had some sad thoughts. Nowadays, cultivation is too difficult. The scene of mountains and rivers collapsing with a roar can only appear in imagination. We must quickly send a large number of people to find the god of war. This is a major event that can affect the national situation. General Chen Mou said goodbye and left, worried. The origin of the god of war is unknown, and it is unknown what his attitude is towards the Dazhao dynasty. If he is willing to help the Dazhao dynasty, then the Blue Maple Kingdom is just like a chicken and a dog. In the eyes of such a person, the generals of the Blue Maple Kingdom can be killed with a snap of a finger. As long as a few main generals and marshals of the enemy army are killed, the enemy will be in chaos without attacking. General Chen Mou has another worry. The strength of the god of war is too terrible and has affected the balance. It can be said that this is a true immortal on land. If he has a mind and goes deep into the palace to harm his majesty, I am afraid no one can stop him. Who is this person? How did he cultivate to the realm of the god of war in this Dharma-ending era? Is he from the fairy mountain overseas? General Chen Mou was puzzled. The end of the Dharma era. Chen Mou had covered the planet with his spiritual sense some time ago and got this information. Now he was wandering around, and what he saw and heard also confirmed this information. The concentration of spiritual energy between heaven and earth is too low. Sometimes, if you want to absorb some spiritual energy, you have to go to the top of the mountain. And it disappears after just absorbing it for a while, and you have to wait until the next day for the spiritual energy to gather again. What end of the Dharma era? The spiritual energy will not disappear for no reason. I guess there must be a devourer passing by and absorbing and devouring all the spiritual energy. Once upon a time, this planet was also a place with abundant spiritual energy. Many ancient sages roared between heaven and earth, performing legendary myths. Later, the world changed drastically, and the concentration of spiritual energy dropped instantly. Since then, the planet has become a cage. With the technological level of this planet, it is impossible to build a rocket. Without the help of rockets, spaceships and other tools, if you want to break through the constraints of the planet and cross the void with your own strength, you need at least the realm of a lost scholar. The concentration of spiritual energy is too low, and it is almost impossible to cultivate to the level of a miracle apprentice, let alone a lost scholar. Technology and cultivation, the two ways to escape from this planet, are both blocked. There are billions of creatures on this planet, and many of them have the talent for cultivation. But it doesn't work. No matter how brilliant you are, you can't go against the will of heaven. There are too many variables in the universe. Only by becoming stronger can you control your destiny. A devourer happened to pass by, and the fate of the planet has been rewritten, and the end of the lore has arrived. It didn't devour flesh and blood directly, but it devoured the hope of billions of creatures on this planet. Since you and I are destined to be together, today I will rekindle the fire of hope for you. Chen Mou was touched and his mood changed again. He took out a planet essence pill. Extract all the spiritual energy from the planet with abundant spiritual energy, and then condense it into a planet essence pill. A small pill contains endless essence. Chen Mou gently pinched it, and the planet essence pill first turned into powder, and then turned into a rolling spiritual energy tide. With a wave of his sleeves, the majestic and surging spiritual energy broke through the air and descended, and was evenly dispersed to every corner of the planet. Buzz! All the creatures on the planet were stunned and had a strange feeling. Ordinary people didn't know much about this, but they just felt that their bodies were more comfortable, the air was very fresh, and they were more energetic. Some practitioners were stunned, and then burst into tears. Aura, is this aura? The aura around is 100 times more surging than before. I can feel it roaring and stirring. If this is a dream, I would like to be drunk forever and never wake up. Many practitioners were so excited that they shouted to the sky. Something called hope filled their hearts. Boom. At this moment, Chen Mou suddenly felt a huge sense of crisis. A huge hand covered the galaxy and gently squeezed it. With a click, the planet was crushed into powder like a mud ball. No, who is it? Chen Mou vomited blood and suffered great damage. He was injured, and there was no reason for the people on the planet to survive. In the joy and excitement, everyone was wiped out in an instant, without even time to react. Kings, generals, heroes, and peddlers all became smoke. All the conspiracies, calculations, family and country, justice, ideals, and feelings all disappeared. The fire of hope had just been ignited, but it was extinguished in an instant. A deeper darkness than before enveloped this planet. Blood was oozing from the corners of Chen Mou's mouth, and his storm body was seriously injured. He practiced the way of storms and was very sensitive to all kinds of disturbances and particle changes. Who on earth could hide from his spiritual perception and attack him silently? An old man in linen clothes suddenly appeared in the void. His eyes were deep, as if there were galaxies running inside, and his aura was restrained. Are you Chen Mou? A breath emanated from him and locked onto Chen Mou firmly. Who are you? Why did you take action to kill billions of lives? Chen Mou looked directly at the old man in linen clothes with the cold light in his eyes. Are you questioning me? The old man in hemp clothes laughed. A bunch of ants, let them die. Since I became a Taoist, I have slaughtered countless people and killed countless lives. But you, after being hit by me, are still alive. I am a little surprised. In that case, I will let you die with a clear mind. I am Xiao Yuan, and the world calls me the general who protects the country. Ancestor of the Xiao family. Chen Mou's pupils shrank, and he understood why the other party came. I have cut off the secrets of heaven and stayed away from the endless star field. How could you find me? The ancestor of the Cao family said coldly. How can ants know how high the sky is? My realm is not something you can guess. Come out. He stabbed into the void with one hand, pulled a person out of it, and threw him hard on the ground of the broken planet. Chen Mou looked around and saw that this person was Wen Yi. Wen Yi's breath was very weak, and there was a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. Brother Mou, I'm sorry, I couldn't withstand the pressure and gave you away. The Cao family checked the video footage in the secret realm and saw that Haiyan and I had met and communicated with each other. So they tortured me severely and threatened my family. It's not your fault. I'm the one who implicated you. Chen Mou's heart sank. He didn't expect that the other party could find out his identity based on a few clues. The ancestor of the Cao family had a blank expression on his face. Boy, you are so proud of yourself. You alone can force the entire Cao family to move together. After getting your name, appearance, and breath, I took action personally, consuming 1,000 years of my lifespan, and sacrificed my blood to the Kun King Mirror. Only then did I use the power of the magic weapon to lock your position. 1,000 years of lifespan, 1,000 years of lifespan. You ant, not only did you dare to kill Xiao Xings, the most outstanding son of my Cao family, and cut off my Cao family's future hopes, but you also forced me to consume 1,000 years of lifespan. Your sins cannot be redeemed by 1,000 deaths. Since you survived my blow, it's just right to capture you and sentence you to death. I will torture you day and night for 10 years, and finally your soul will be scattered. There was a flash of great hatred in the eyes of the ancestor of the Cao family. You old dog, you always want to kill me. Do you really think I'm a meal? Just because you have some cultivation, you disregard the lives of billions of lives. You think you are high above, just like some gods. Have you ever thought that you also started out as an ant? Today, it's not certain who will kill whom. Chen Mou's murderous intent suddenly expanded, filling the entire galaxy. Chapter 423, Fully Activated Eyes of Nirvana. The killing intent was there, and the stars trembled. Gods cannot be insulted. Chen Mou has not yet become a god, but he has communicated with his future self and can connect to the power of God. The ancestor of the Cao family has reached the high level of comprehenders. The realm difference is too big. Even if Chen Mou uses all kinds of means and uses the ancient god lighthouse, he can't compete with it, and he can't even get away. He can only use this ultimate move. However, the cost is also huge. The loss of lifespan is actually nothing. As the realm increases, the lost lifespan can be slowly made up. The impact of this move-on potential is more serious. Any explosive secret technique must be at the cost of blood and potential. If it is used too many times, the potential will be seriously reduced. It may even be impossible to become a god on the future. In addition, using the power of the future self involves the law of time and affects the timeline, which may be discovered by future opponents. Various restrictions and dangers make Chen Mou not want to use this move at all. But now he has to use it. A stern storm rolled up from Chen Mou's body, making the ancestor of the Cao family change color slightly. You are playing tricks. There's such a big gap in realm. You still want to defy the heavens. No one can save you today. The ancestor of the Cao family stretched out his hand. It seemed that his palm contained the 3 realms and 6 paths. The laws of the heavens roared, and the great Dao emerged, suppressing the universe. Those who comprehend truly comprehend the mystery of the great Dao. With every move, the great Dao swept and the universe turned upside down. Chen Mou's face remained unchanged. He was about to fight back. Suddenly, the big hand condensed by the laws of the great Dao broke into pieces. Not far from the two of them, an extremely beautiful woman descended. She was tall and slender, and the strange symbol in her left eye was rotating, emitting a faint light. Your Highness, why are you stopping me? The ancestor of the Cao family frowned. Chen Mou also looked at the person who came, not understanding why she took action. Logically speaking, the friendship between the two did not reach this point. General Xiao, the dead are gone. Can you let Chen Mou go? I am willing to make corresponding compensation to the Cao family. Ling Qingchen said. The ancestor of the Cao family frowned even more tightly. Is this what your majesty meant? No, Ling Qingchen shook his head. I am here only on my own behalf. Then I'm sorry I can't agree. The ancestor of the Cao family refused directly and mercilessly. Others are afraid of Ling Qingchen, But he, as a general who protects the country, does not have to be afraid. There is another reason that made the ancestor of the Cao family determined to kill. Chen Mou's talent is too high, even Xiaozings can't compare to him. When he grows up, there will be no peace in the Cao family. Since the two sides have already made enemies, they must fight to the death. This is also the reason why the ancestor of the Cao family would rather spend 1,000 years of life to come and kill him. In addition, Chen Mou's skills are very magical, and the ancestor of the Cao family wants to force him to tell the truth. In this case, I have to overestimate my own ability and learn from General Cao's high skills. The power of Ling Qingzhen's left eye expanded 10 times again, reaching the point of interfering with the void and reality. Destruction, killing, chaos, madness, fear. All kinds of evil powers were bestowed on Ling Qingzhen. She was as slender and fair as a willow in the wind, but her aura was terrifying and boundless, shocking the universe. The contrast between the two was huge. On that day, Chen Mou faced the 100% power of Ling Qingzhen's left eye, but that only worked on the spiritual level. Now interfering with the real world is the real unreserved means of the Eye of Nirvana. In the long river of history, there was a time when the owner of the Eye of Nirvana lost control and destroyed many galaxies with the power of the pupil, causing a great crisis. Therefore, the Ling family has always attached great importance to the control of the Eye of Nirvana. After the Eye of Nirvana slowly grows stronger, it will control the host in turn. Ling Qingzhen once said that if she felt that she could not control the Eye of Nirvana, she would end her life in advance. You want to attack me? The ancestor of the Cao family was stunned. He didn't expect Ling Qingzhen to do this. Is it necessary for a Chen Mou? Qingzhen, you. Chen Mou also felt strange and didn't know what to say. You go first. Ling Qingzhen spit out 3 cold words from his red lips. As soon as the Eye of Annihilation opened, her personality seemed to be affected, becoming even more indifferent and murderous. Okay, I'll repay you for your kindness today later. Chen Mou did not refuse, as that would be too hypocritical. After weighing the pros and cons, Chen Mou decided to escape temporarily. If he could avoid using the power of the future, he would not use it. Otherwise, the road to becoming a god on the future would be very difficult. With a move of his body, he shuttled through space and was about to go far away. Want to leave? The ancestor of the Cao family grabbed with his big hand, sealed the sky and the earth, and held the entire space in his hand. Ling Qingzhen stretched out his white jade hand and flicked his fingers lightly, breaking the ancestor of the Cao family's sealing power. Seeing Chen Mou break free from control and go away quickly, the ancestor of the Cao family took a step and was about to chase him. But Ling Qingzhen would not let him get away easily. The power of extinction came from behind, like a thorn in the bone, following him like a shadow. The Eye of Annihilation was too strange, and the ancestor of the Cao family did not dare to be distracted for a moment, and could only let Chen Mou leave. It is difficult to purify and eliminate the strange power that invades the body. Even without looking directly into Ling Qingzhen's left eye, the ancestor of the Cao family felt that a trace of strange power was invading, affecting his mood. Princess, please stop. I don't want to fight with you. The ancestor of the Cao family was very embarrassed. If Chen Mou left too far and cut off his breath, it would be difficult to track him. Would he spend another 1,000 years of his life to activate the Kunking mirror? If the princess was injured in the battle, it would also be bad. Ling Qingzhen stood in the void, his eyes dim. I must protect this person. You don't have to be afraid of my identity. Today, I am a challenger and I will discuss the Dao with you, regardless of life and death. The Eye of Extinction exuded an excitement. It has been silent for too long. As a projection of the will of the universe, it has been sealed for many years. Not even 1% of its power can be used. The will of the universe will not be controlled by people. It will be stimulated and the heavens will be shrouded in its majesty. If you disobey, you will be killed. No matter life or death. The corner of the Cao family's eye jumped, and he felt in extreme danger, as if he was stared at by a prehistoric beast. Well, today I will experience the power of the Eye of Silence. He is also a proud man, and the title of a princess cannot scare him. It seems that the time when he slaughtered stars and exterminated clans and was called the Executioner, and the Bloody Hand Butcher is still in front of him. The fearful howling of all living beings is the supreme praise for the Cao family's ancestor. The two of them took action, and the terrifying power swept across the stars. One planet after another could not withstand the ripples of the battle, shattered, and turned into dust. Even the stars were affected, collapsed and exploded, and the shock wave burst out suddenly. When Yi exerted the last strength and fled far away, so he did not die tragically. The two fought and walked, and all the star systems along the way were destroyed. The quiet starry sky, no living creatures. No one knows the result of the battle. The outside world only heard that the Cao family ancestor who went out of retreat to hunt down Haiyan returned to the family without saying a word and retreated again. I wanted to be diligent today and update 3 times, but suddenly I received a message asking me to provide some information. It's annoying. I have to run outside again tomorrow. Well, 2 updates are also considered to be the passing line, so that's it. I'll go to bed early. Chapter 424. Haiyan Jue sect, raise the price of newspapers. The Haiyan dynasty has been quite turbulent recently. The opening of the Haiyan meeting was originally a grand event for the younger generation. Although only those with higher status were qualified to go to the palace to watch. But many people who did not go were also paying attention to this event and waiting for the result. The title of Haiyan represents infinite talent. In this world, 5 great geniuses have emerged and are going to have a peak showdown. Therefore, this Haiyan meeting is the one with the highest attention in recent years. However, the result is unexpected. Xiao Xing's was killed in the secret realm, and only 4 of the 5 great geniuses remained. This Haiyan meeting did not award the title of Haiyan, which seemed a bit anticlimactic. The 5 great geniuses have been restrained all the time. Although there were battles, no one was determined. I wanted to determine the winner of the Haiyan title by the ownership of the strange fire. As a result, unless the title of Haiyan is given to Haiyan, no matter who among the remaining 4 geniuses is given, the others will not accept it. But giving it to Haiyan is even more impossible. This person was so bold that he offended both the Zhaoxin Academy and the Cao family. His fate would not be good. Shocking secrets, Haiyan's identity has been exposed. In the tea house, a newspaper boy ran around with a thick stack of newspapers, shouting and selling. What? Haiyan's identity has been exposed. Is this credible? Many people recognized that the newspaper boy was from the Haiyan Jue sect. The newspaper was naturally produced by the Haiyan Jue sect. From this point of view, the credibility is still quite high. The Haiyan Jue sect has been publishing newspapers and periodicals for many years. The contents recorded in the newspapers are varied. There are cultivation experiences, secret realm exploration diaries, and some scene records of large-scale activities. There are even all kinds of gossip, such as the direct descendant of a certain ancient family confessing to Yu Huiming, the saint of the Yao Palace, but being rejected. The strength of the Haiyan Jue sect is not as good as the first echelon such as the Zhaoxin Academy and the Jinglong domain, but it can also be ranked in the second echelon. They also have disciples to participate in the Haiyan club. Although the strength is not on the forefront, the intelligence ability of this sect is the best among all the sects. Many secrets that the public has never heard of are recorded in the Haiyan Jue sect. If you want to find someone who can compete with the Haiyan Jue sect in terms of intelligence, I am afraid that only the royal family can do so. Operating newspapers and selling intelligence are the 2 major sources of income for the Haiyan Jue sect. The Haiyan Jue sect has established channels, and they can be found in all territories of the Haiyan dynasty. I want one. Give me one too. In the tea house, everyone spoke up. The newspaper boy was not in a hurry to hand out the newspapers, but stood still and said, "Today's newspapers have increased in price, 100 blue crystals per copy." What? You raised the price tenfold, too black-hearted. Endless anger was born in the eyes of everyone. Blue crystal is a mineral that contains spiritual energy. Of course, the effect is far inferior to the planet essence pill, but it can also be used for cultivation. 10 blue crystals are worth buying newspapers produced by the Haiyan Jue sect. It can broaden your horizons and reveal a lot of secrets. Sometimes it also records the cultivation experience of some high-level mystics. But, the price has increased tenfold? No, it's not me who raised the price, it's the sect that asked for the price to increase. You know, in order to get this information, our Haiyan Jue sect has spent a lot of effort, not to mention that the content involves multiple major forces, and the sect is under a lot of pressure. The newspaper boy explained. Okay, give me a copy. I want one too. The tea house is full of mystics with extraordinary backgrounds, and they can still take out some blue crystals. For a while, everyone bought it. Some people are quite calm and don't spend money. They are ready to wait for their companions to finish reading before borrowing it to read. What? Huh? It's like this. Big news. After buying the newspaper, one person couldn't wait to read it. Newspapers are made of special materials. Instead of reading directly with the eyes, you use your spiritual consciousness to connect to it and obtain information flow. There are both text content and a lot of image information. Some sections also have videos. What's going on? Tell me quickly. The man's friend saw him startled and was very anxious. Wait, let me finish reading. The man was still immersed in the newspaper. Newspaper seller, come here, I want to buy one too. The man's friend couldn't help it, and after thinking again and again, he decided to buy one. After a while, everyone withdrew their attention from the newspaper. In the tea house, people began to talk. So Haiyan is a disciple of Haiyan Academy. His name is Chen Mou. The sect suffered heavy losses due to internal strife. There were originally 2 peerless geniuses, but now there is only one left. Haiyan Academy may be the biggest loser. The two had a small confrontation in Haiyan Academy. Chen Mou lost the upper hand, but after a period of time, the situation was completely reversed. Chen Mou's strength broke through and surpassed Xiao Xing's. Why did the endless struggle and hatred arise? It stands to reason that a small conflict should not have evolved to this point. Chen Mou's identity was discovered because of a key figure, and he was Wen Yi. The Xiao family has issued a decree to demote Wen Yi's class to Kettle. I'm afraid he will never get ahead. Kettle is a complete pariah, lower than the bro class. No matter how strong he is useless and will be discriminated against everywhere. This person was implicated by Chen Mou. Unless he runs to the outside world and leaves the Haiyan dynasty, he will never have a chance to turn over in this life. He can't run away. Not only Wen Yi, but also the family behind him has been punished. The Xiao family is watching. If Wen Yi dares to escape, his family will be implicated. Wen Yi used to be from the Jishdi class, which was considered an upper-class noble. As a result, the Xiao family decreed that he would be demoted to the slave class. The Shichuo class is considered a commoner in the Haiyan dynasty. There is no preferential treatment, but there are no restrictions. However, bro is a person with weaker strength, or has committed crimes. Such people are often looked down upon and have limited status. Kettle, on the other hand, is even lower, with many restrictions. Apart from anything else, if Wen Yi is from the Kettle class, he would not even be qualified to participate in the Haiyan Club. There are also various activities and gatherings that he is not qualified to participate in. Restaurants such as Jiangsun will not receive Kettle, no matter how rich you are. The ancestor of the Xiao family personally took action, but still let Chen Mou escape. Compared with the cause of the incident, everyone is more concerned about the consequences. A mysterious man took action and fought hard against the ancestor of the Xiao family and saved Chen Mou. Both sides were injured, and the ancestor of the Xiao family returned to the clan, rested in seclusion, and repaired his injuries. Who is this mysterious man? Why don't you write it down? Damn Haiyan sect, they definitely know the inside story, but refuse to disclose it, and just mention it vaguely. You dare to raise the price? Why don't you just die? Everyone cursed and was very dissatisfied, but they also guessed that the identity and origin of the mysterious man was absolutely shocking. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.